isn't it safe to say when we're talking about our friends on the right, they had a monopoly, they hit the jackpot on being dirty and disgusting or being criminals, right? All right. And so what I got to say is this. If you are a Trump supporter, if you're someone that idolizes Donald Trump, you've built your entire identity around this guy. You're an incel. These are these guys that are sitting at home all by themselves, all alone. They don't have a significant other to share their life with. All they do is they consume Fox News and Newsmax and right-leaning propaganda. All right, these are some of the worst of the worst. If you're one of those people, do me a huge favor, leave this live and go on about your miserable morning, because it is a miserable world that you're in right now. Because I don't want to do anything that you can't handle, because it's going to get uncomfortable in here. All right, it really is. All right, but see, I know you don't want to take my word for it, so you don't got to take my word for it. Listen to your leader.
If you're not happy here, then you can leave. As far as I'm concerned, if you hate our country, if you're not happy here, you can leave. If you're not happy in the U.S., if you're complaining all the time, very simply, you can leave. You can leave right now.
Right.
Come back if you want. Don't come back. It's okay too. But if you're not happy, you can leave.
Boom, boom, boom. All right. So if you're not happy here in the United States of America, ladies and gentlemen, you can leave. And that starts with you, Mr. So-called not so nice individual. You know who you are. You got a lot of repenting to do. All right. So let's kick this show off with picking up where we left off. Ladies and gentlemen, I've actually started this new thing, and it's something that I'm going to find a lot of great pleasure in doing. I'm venturing off into red spaces on TikTok, not some of the ones that I traditionally go into. I'm going into these red spaces, all right, because I'm bringing the battle to the front door of these Trump supporters. And it turns out a lot of these Trump supporters, they still don't understand how Donald Trump ended up getting convicted 34 times. All right. It's non-negotiable. It cannot be debated, MAGA. And this rhetoric that you're out here talking about winning on appeal, it doesn't change what happened. All right. And that's a long shot, by the way. And if he's going to appeal it, get this, that could still occur while he's sitting in a jail cell. So I don't want you Trump supporters to focus on what happened in the trial. We all get it. He falsified business records in order to try to get away with other crimes. All right. And you can talk about it being election interference. Maybe he was trying to, skirt around a few tax laws, whatever it was. He was doing it in furtherance of another crime. And let's just be honest. We all know he hooked up with Stormy Daniels, right? We all know this guy is no good. He cheated on all his other wives. I mean, what more evidence do you need to see that Donald Trump is guilty and that you are all openly promoting and endorsing someone who doesn't believe in the rule of law? I mean, for goodness sake, he's a recently convicted criminal. He hasn't even done the work it takes to actually become rehabilitated, all right? And so with that, let's move on to what I think you Trump supporters really should be focusing on. Former FBI director yesterday, James Comey, he went on to CNN, and the conversation came up about whether or not the judge should sentence Donald Trump. I, for one, you all know where I stand. I firmly believe Judge Juan Merchan has more than enough evidence to justify sending Donald Trump to prison, all right? But a lot of people still say, I don't think he'll do it. I don't think he'll do it. All right. So this is what former FBI Director James Comey said about this whole jail sentence thing. And I think you all should keep this in mind. All right. Especially for those of you who love to go around and talk about this. He shared his views on CNN yesterday where he remarked, I would ordinarily say it's unlikely. Thank you, Janice L. Green, for the subscription. Thank you, Janice. He says, I would ordinarily say it's unlikely Trump will get a jail term in a white-collar offense of this sort. But this is a defendant who is begging for a jail term by taking a flamethrower, and not just to the judge, but to the entire process and the jury. He further emphasized the gravity of Trump's actions, stating, quote, "A judge will take that very seriously into consideration in deciding whether to deter this person and to send a message more broadly. He needs to spend some time behind bars," Comey added. Donald Trump cannot return to that Oval Office. You hear that, MAGA? Considering the gravity of the crime that Donald Trump engaged in, election interference in 2016, and even to this day, he has showed no sign of remorse, no sign of taking accountability for his actions. He's been in violation of the gag order I would say 10, it's recorded as 10 times, but I actually believe it's more than that. He's out on bond in other venues, 3 other venues, possibly more, who knows. I think it's safe to say Donald Trump is forcing Judge Juan Merchan to put his special behind in prison, right? And because of that, MAGA, this one's for you, ladies and gentlemen. Join me. Well, first of all, put a 1 in the chat, please, if you believe the judge should put Donald Trump in prison. Because, see, I don't want them to think it's just me. Can you put a 1 in the chat if you believe Donald Trump should go to prison? Put a 1 in the chat, right? Because I want the Trump supporters in my live to see how many others believe what I believe. Look at this, MAGA. Look at this, MAGA. Look at all these folks in here, MAGA. Do you see this, you Trump supporters? And you should understand this about, ooh, we're over 100. Wow. You see that, MAGA? You see that? That means it doesn't matter how big Trump rallies are. You know what it matters, MAGA? How big the lives are on TikTok. You want to see where all the Biden voters are, MAGA? They're on TikTok. We don't go to rallies. We go on TikTok and we kick butt. Ladies and gentlemen, join me in giving these Trump supporters what they deserve. Our first round of, you guessed it, booze and shame. Look at all these people that think Donald Trump should go to prison. Over almost 200 people. Wow. Yeah, look at all these folks think he should go to prison.
Silence!
Yeah.
You MAGA demon!
So you Trump supporters, when you keep asking us, where are the Biden rallies? No. Ask yourself, MAGA, are the lives on TikTok larger for the red party, the Trump supporters, or are they larger for the Democrats? You will see very clearly there's a lot more people on this app that actually support President Biden directly or indirectly. A lot of people don't like Trump. I don't know where you've been going, you Trump supporters, but the numbers you're getting are totally corrupt and totally conflicted. I promise you. November is going to probably be the worst day of a lot of Trump supporters' life. It's going to be the worst day. I promise you this. All right. Now let's move it on, ladies and gentlemen, because get this. We don't got much time to play around. All right. This is what happened. Okay. Oh my goodness. Sometimes, you get a little carried away. Oh, by the way, MAGA, someone put this out and I think it's very, very hilarious. All right. It says, your Keep It Clean has called you again and it said that he needs more money.
I am very humbly asking if you could chip in $5, $10, or even $25. I know that times could be tough, and they are tough under this horrible president.
Yeah, can you send your dad some money, you Trump supporters?
So if you can't contribute now, don't even think about it. Don't do it. You got to take care of your family and yourself.
Oh my God. One lie I will, on my platform, I do not allow MAGA to be victims around me. Your tire could be flat. I wouldn't care. It's not my problem. It's Donald Trump's problem. The one thing I'm going to make sure I shut down now, and the rest of, and all the way until the cows come home. If a Trump supporter gets in my live and starts crying to me about the economy, I promise you, I'm just going to drop you. I'm not even going to hear you out. Because for Donald Trump to go onto his disgusting social media platform and to be bragging about all this record money he has raised since his conviction. Have any of you heard Donald Trump bragging about all the money he's raised since his conviction? Have any of you heard him and his supporters bragging about all the money that he's raked in as a result of his conviction. Have any of you heard this? Right? Which tells me this lie that they've been crying about has been exposed. How the heck is he making all this money and you are all crying about Bidenomics? Any Trump supporter want to come up here and admit they've been lying? You got money and you're sending it to Donald Trump. We got the proof. So if you come in my box and you start crying about the economy, I promise you, I'm just going to drop you. Because I don't like folks like that lying to me. You ever, when people start lying about the money they got and the money they don't got, I take that personal. And I'm starting to take it personal with you Trump supporters. The truth is not in you, and you're all a bunch of seditionists, lying, treasonous traitors, and you don't deserve to be around, Zeus. Ladies and gentlemen, let's give these Trump supporters who keep crying about the economy is terrible, but then at the same time, they're sending Donald Trump all their money. Join me in giving them a round of boos and shame. This is some sick stuff. Some sick stuff. You guys are a bunch of liars.
Silence! You MAGA demon!
All I want to say is this, and then I'm moving on to my next topic, all right? Donald Trump in his first election test after the hush money conviction, all right? And this is what they're saying. Donald Trump faced Republican voters for the first time as a convicted felon yesterday during the final state primaries for the 2024 presidential nomination, where he continued to sweep up votes. You know what? The fact that there are still so-called Republicans voting for Donald Trump after you've known everything that this man has done and you know what he's planning to do, it's a disgrace to this country, and you don't deserve to be here in the United States of America, as far as I'm concerned. The ex-president has already locked up the Republican nomination to run against President Joe Biden, making the votes in Montana, New Jersey, New Mexico, and South Dakota formalities. However, some political observers had wondered if Republican voters might wake up and get out of this cult following because of the recent information that's come out about him being convicted. All right? And maybe they would sour on his divisive candidacy after he was found guilty. All right? But get this. Though Trump steamrolled over other Republican presidential hopefuls, he faced a hiccup at a guaranteed win primary earlier this year. In May, 2 months after the last Republican rival standing, Nikki Haley abandoned her campaign. She still won nearly 22% of the votes in the Indiana primary. Trump on Tuesday picked up 85% of the vote in New Mexico, with Haley picking up 9%. After more than 95% of the ballots were in. In Montana, where Haley was not on the ballot, Trump picked up nearly 91%, while 9% selected no preference, with 83% of the votes in. The ex-president was uncontested in New Jersey and South Dakota. All right, and what they're saying is it's unclear if support for Haley among a minority of Republicans could translate into trouble for Donald Trump in November's general election, or if those votes, faced with the choice between Trump and Biden, will come home to the ex-president's camp when money is truly on the line. What they're saying at the end of the day, ladies and gentlemen, is Nikki Haley is still getting votes for Donald Trump, and at the end of the day, this is going to be a tight race. It's going to be a tight, disgusting race, but I'll say this. It is hopeful because, it's going to be so tight that, Donald Trump can't afford to lose any more voters. And I believe personally that as we get closer and closer to the election and the truth of who Donald Trump is starts to resonate with a lot of Americans, and they really got to go in there and vote, I do believe Donald Trump is going to continue to lose support. But I'll still say this. The fact that we still have Republicans out there voting for Donald Trump after they know what he's done, essaying E. Jean Carroll, defaming her any chance he gets. He sold our secrets, all right, while those classified documents. Him and his family, they've continued to take money from foreign governments. Think about Jared Kushner, right? Think about overturning Roe versus Wade. All right, this is what Donald Trump did. He tried to overturn an election January 6th, and he's recently been found guilty of falsifying business records and interfering with the 2016 election. Ladies and gentlemen, to all the Republicans that continue to support this criminal, you're a disgrace to this country. Ladies and gentlemen, let's give Donald Trump and those disgraceful Republicans what they deserve. A round of boos and shame. Oh, wait a second.
Silence! You MAGA demon!
I got a MAGA demon that said FKU. He's saying FU to me. All right, who's this MAGA demon? Come on in the box. Come on in the box, you MAGA demon. All right, I can recognize the MAGA demon spirit, and like I said, I'm bringing the battle to their front door now, and this is why they're all worked up, because they've never seen. You know what I am? I'm a swaggarian. What's a swaggarian? That's a barbarian with swag. These Trump supporters have never seen a swaggarian like Zeus in their life, and it's blowing their mind. How can he be on TikTok kicking butt like that, all right, and making me feel really terrible? How? Well, because I studied and I learned the truth about what's really going on, and I've learned that you are all liars. You're not Christians. You're hypocrites, all right? Go read about them in the Bible. You're more like those scribes and those Pharisees, all right? You're not doing the work of God. You're doing the work of the devil. You're not patriots. You're traitors. Ladies and gentlemen, join me in giving that MAGA demon in my audience who was afraid to come up and let us all see the MAGA demon in its real form, because I know how to get that MAGA demon to go, thank you, Belinda. I know how to get that MAGA demon to speak up, and it'll speak up and it'll say racist things. It'll start making threats. It'll start crying on TikTok. I know exactly how to do it. Join me in giving that MAGA demon what it deserves. A round of, you guessed it, boos and shame. Oh my God.
Silence! You MAGA demon!
Yeah. Thank you everyone for all the support. I really do appreciate it. And by the way, I see there's some folks in my comment section that are triggered. You're crying? Well, maybe you didn't hear this at the top of the show. Maybe you didn't hear this.
If you're not happy here, then you can leave. As far as I'm concerned, if you hate our country, if you're not happy here, you can leave. If you're not happy in the U.S., if you're complaining all the time, very simply, you can leave. You can leave right now. Come back if you want. Don't come back. It's okay too. But if you're not happy, you can leave.
Yeah, if you're not happy around Zeus, leave. Like I said, when I started this show, I gave you ample warning. I said, if you're a Trump supporter, get out of my live right now, because I'm going to ruin your morning. All right, so don't come to me because you're in your feels. I don't care. I don't allow Trump supporters to be victims around me. All right, now let's move it on, ladies and gentlemen. Oh my God, look at the time. I won't be able to cover everything, but I'll cover the things that I feel I need to cover. How about that? And then we'll open up the boxes. I want to talk about the takeaways from day 2 of the sham of a trial against Hunter Biden, this federal pew-pew trial. This is a disgrace to this country, all right? And I got a bunch of legal experts over here that are telling me this trial should have never happened, all right? And this is really it's really sad, all right? The second day of Hunter Biden's trial laid the groundwork for both sides of the case as prosecutors and defense attorneys battled over the fundamental issue at play: whether Hunter Biden purchased a pew-pew while addicted. This is some sick stuff. In opening statement, prosecutor Derek Hines made it clear that President Joe Biden's son isn't charged with possessing anything, so where's the crime? But rather because he allegedly lied on a background check. This is a rigged system. This is evidence of political persecution. This is a Trump-appointed judge. All right, this is election interference happening right in front of our eyes. I can't believe this. Listen up. Addiction may not be a choice, Hines said, but it's a choice to illegally buy a pew pew. How would a person know that they're making an illegal purchase and at the same time know that they're supposedly addicted? See, this is what I'm saying. This is Merrick Garland. We need to do something. He says, Hines continued, we're here because of the defendant's lies and choices. No one is above the law. It doesn't matter who you are or what your name is. This is, I tell you, I've never seen anything like this. Melissa Cohen, Hunter Biden's wife, vigorously shook her head in widespread disapproval when Hines argued that Biden knew he was an addict when he bought the gun. Defense attorney Abby Lowell, highlighted during opening statement that prosecutors need to prove beyond a reasonable doubt that Hunter knowingly violated the law. Lowell emphasized that Biden's state of mind when he purchased the pew pew was instrumental in the case. He also tried to humanize his client, saying he abused things, all right? Like literally millions of people all across this country, and was plagued by various traumas, including the 1972 car crash in Wilmington that unalived his mother and gave him brain injury when he was a child. Wow. The fact that they would do this to somebody is a disgrace to this nation, and I just can't believe that we are having to watch Hunter Biden's life be torn to shreds by a rogue and corrupt DOJ. Look at this. I got all these legal experts over here, all right, telling me, remember when Bill Clinton stole the 1992 election, all right? And that's Rich Laurie, great person. Jonathan Turley, look at what Jonathan Turley says. No crime. This is a sham of a trial. This is a Hunter Biden trial, and we all still need to know what the crime is. I mean, look at this. Jed Shrugman. I thought this case against Hunter Biden was legal. I thought it was a legal embarrassment. And now I'm thinking it's a historical mistake. So I got to say this. Are there any Trump supporters out there right now that are willing to join hands with me to call out this corrupt DOJ? Any Trump supporters out there that want to join hands with Zeus to call out this corrupt judge who's totally conflicted, by the way? Can't you see the judge is conflicted? Any Trump supporters? See, this is what I'm saying. Every time I try to get y'all to work with me to tackle stuff like this, y'all chicken out. And all of a sudden, now it's okay for the DOJ to be weaponized to go after President Biden's son. And this is why I say you're all a bunch of liars and hypocrites. Ladies and gentlemen, join me in giving these Trump supporters in my chat what they deserve. Another round of booze and shame. Because on one side, they want to say, oh, it was a rigged election. It was a rigged trial for Trump. They'll say the judge was totally corrupt and conflicted. And they'll ask us to see it. But then when we talk about what they're doing to Hunter Biden, they can't see it. Which tells me that they're in a cult. Let's give them a round of booze and shame. You guys are.
Silence, you MAGA demon.
Silence, you MAGA demon. This is some sick stuff you've gotten yourselves in, MAGA. All right, PSA announcement. Louisiana lawmakers approve surgical castration options for those guilty of S crimes against children. And I said, I didn't want to bring this to the kingdom, but I said, you know what? I'm going to bring it to the kingdom so that all you Trump supporters understand it's over once again, because you know who this impact. This is a direct attack at MAGA, all right? Louisiana judges could order surgical castration for people convicted of S crimes against children under legislation approved Monday. And if Republican Governor Jeff Landry signs it into law, the state apparently would be the first with such punishment. The GOP-controlled legislator passed the bill giving judges the option to sentence someone to surgical castration after the person has been convicted of certain aggravated S crimes, including rape, all right, and the other ones against a minor child under 13. All right, so number one, I'm going to go ahead and get, round of applause. Step in the right direction. And I'm going to say this. I know that a lot of, because when I do this show, I do MAGA or not, right? And I've brought all these examples of all these people who've done nasty stuff like this. And 9 times out of 10, you look at the profile. What's the profile? A Republican, perhaps, right? A Christian, running a Christian camp, maybe perhaps a teacher. All right. This is the profile of a lot of these MAGA demons. Did a lot of great works in the churches. All right. So I know that this law is going to have a direct impact on a lot of you Trump supporters. And this is why I tell you, Trump supporters, you can't say on one side it's corrupt, right? The DOJ and stuff like that is corrupt, and that you're out here trying to protect kids, right? And then at the same time call on them and say, yes, could you help me out? We got a monster in the community, right? It doesn't work that way. Every trap you Trump supporters set, I promise you, you're going to be the ones that fall in it, because most of the time it is you who are doing the crimes. Ladies and gentlemen, join me in giving these Trump supporters what they deserve. Another round of booze and shame. You're setting a trap for yourself. Right, sneaky fingers.
Silence, you MAGA demon!
Silence, you MAGA demons, all right? I don't know if you heard this yesterday, but we won't be able to go into all of it, all right? Donald Trump went on to Newsmax yesterday, and they say he was playing with fire, with going off on a lot of his another unhinged rant. Former president and convicted, I should say recently convicted felon Donald Trump did the near impossible, and he shocked the nation, already well accustomed to his unique rhetoric. I've seen this before, all right? People who OD on Adderall, one user wrote. Moss was replying to journalist Aaron Rupert's comment on a Newsmax interview with host Greg Kelly, who he said isn't able to wrap up the interview because Donald Trump won't stop talking. The epic ramble saw Trump touch on E. Jean Carroll's victorious defamation lawsuit, former South Carolina Governor Nikki Haley's inability to beat him to the Republican nomination, the jury in his criminal hush money trial, all right, and President Joe Biden's border security policies, and the possibility of throwing a first lady in prison. Wouldn't it be terrible to throw the president's wife and the former Secretary of State into jail? Trump demanded. Wouldn't that be a terrible thing? Trump also bemoaned the fact that the jurors didn't give a glimmer of a smile and commented a comment that caught the eye of senior Washington Post reporter Aaron Blake. Trump intact gag order bars him from attacking jurors. So once again, he violated the gag order. But let's listen to what he said about E. Jean Carroll, ladies and gentlemen, because he's going to be in trouble for this.
So badly hurting the state of New York, what he's done. But I had it done with 2 other judges, Judge Engoron and Judge Kaplan. And this is a cabal. This is a terrible thing that's happening. Giving a woman that I have no idea, that case, no idea, other than the fact that she had a picture taken many, many years ago. I've never met this woman. I don't know this woman.
Oh.
And I'm supposed to pay a ridiculous amount of money for a fictional story. And Judge Engoron, I built a great company. The company turned out to be much better than anybody ever thought. And he fined me almost $500 million.
You hear that? You hear this? Once again, Donald Trump has defamed E. Jean Carroll. It's not the Democrats that are doing this. He's literally doing it to himself. No one told him to go on to Newsmax and do this. No one told him to go on to Newsmax and violate the gag order. That's what this guy is doing. And you think this man is fit to be president of the United States? He has no discipline, MAGA. Do you understand why this is happening? We don't have to go look for it. It literally comes to us, and our hands are tied. We're forced to do it, all right? Just like I'm forced to do this, right? I'm forced to do this. Ladies and gentlemen, join me in giving Donald Trump what he deserves. Another round of booze and shame. I didn't want to do it, But he forced me to do it, right? No self-control.
Silence! You MAGA demon!
All right, all right. Now, where are my experts in foreign affairs? There's a matter that I'm going to ask you to look into. All right, because it's not the Biden crime family; it's the Trump crime family. All right, and whenever Trump is around, there's crimes being committed. Right? I need y'all to look into this, right? Because I don't know all the information, and I don't want to portray myself as an expert that does. But is this true? Kushner's deal with pro-Russia Serbs raises hackles. After weathering criticism over its reliance on a gusher of Saudi cash, Jared Kushner's investment fund made its first big splash last month when it announced it had signed a $500 million deal with the Serbian government to develop a high-end real estate project in downtown Belgrade on the site of a bombed-down army building destroyed during the 1999 Kosovo War. Is this true, MAGA? Say it isn't so. But the fine print of the deal includes a commitment that seems destined to stir up even more international controversy. A pledge by Kushner's firm Affinity Partners to construct a memorial dedicated to all the victims of NATO aggression. What? Victims of NATO aggression? Kushner, what side of this are you on? In an allusion to the U.S.-backed bombing campaign that brought the Serbian government of Slobodan Milosevic to its knees a quarter century ago in response to its relentless campaign of repression and savage unaliving of Albanians in Kosovo. Among those exercised over the Kushner deal is retired General Wesley Clark, who served as NATO's Supreme Allied Commander during the war. While he has no objections to a U.S. firm investing in Serbia, the planned revisionist memorial officially proclaiming America's adversary in the war to have been a victim of aggression is worse than a reversal of U.S. policies in the region, said Clark. It's a betrayal of the United States, its policies, and the brave diplomats and airmen who did what they could to stop Serb ethnic cleansing. Just as concerning as the whitewashing of Serbian war crimes, Clark said, is the just announced deal between Kushner's firm and the Serbian government of Aleksandar Vučić, a pro-Russian hardliner who once served as Minister of Information in Milosevic's government. The memorial project needs to be viewed in a wider geopolitical context. It serves the Kremlin's core interest in undermining NATO at a time the alliance is engaged in resisting Russian aggression in Ukraine. Wow. Now, like I said, is it true or not? All right, but considering what I know about you Trump supporters and what I know about MAGA, I know for sure there is some truth to this, because I firmly still believe that Donald J. Trump is nothing more than an asset to, you've guessed it, Vladimir Putin. And guess what, ladies and gentlemen? We've just gotten another confirmation of that. So guess what we're going to do? Join me in giving Donald Trump and his son, Jared, seditionist, treasonous traitor Kushner, what they deserve. A round of booze and shame.
Silence! You MAGA demon!
All right. And while we're on the topic, I just want to call this out. The United States tested a hypersonic nuclear missile that can reach Moscow in 30 minutes. All right? This is really serious stuff, ladies and gentlemen. The United States military has tested a hypersonic nuclear missile that can reach Moscow in just 30 minutes. All right? Amid rising World War III fears. The unarmed Minuteman III intercontinental ballistic missile launched off a on Tuesday from Vandenberg Space Force Base in California. According to U.S. officials, the rationale behind the test was to show the readiness of the United States' nuclear capabilities and provide confidence in the nation's nuclear deterrence. The test launch marks the start of a remarkable week for our guardians and airmen at the Vandenberg, with 2 test launches scheduled from the Western Range, said Brian Titus of the Space Launch Delta 30 Vice Commander. These tests hold immense significance, not only for our nation's defense, but also serve as a pivotal moment in showcasing the exceptional capabilities and expertise of our dedicated team. Ladies and gentlemen, first of all, this is very, very concerning, but you know what? I'm going to give President Biden a round of applause. All right, but you know what I'm going to do? I'm going to give Donald Trump and his supporters a round of boos and shame. Because, listen, had you not all been Russian sympathizers, had we begin holding Donald Trump accountable when he first got into office, actually, if you didn't even vote for him in 2016, I really do believe we wouldn't be where we are. So I blame this squarely on Donald Trump and his supporters. Ladies and gentlemen, join me in giving Donald Trump and his supporters a round of boos and shame, because look at what they've gotten this country into. Look at what they've done to the world.
Silence, you MAGA demon!
All right. Let's wrap this up and then open up the boxes. And you know exactly what I have to cover. January 6th. Is there anybody out there that still believes January 6th? Let me start it up. Let me get it queued up. Is there anybody out there that still believes Donald Trump's claim that January 6th or the 2020 election was rigged? Does anyone still believe that it was rigged? Anyone out there? No retribution. You don't believe it was rigged. You're just got that MAGA demon inside of you, and you can't shake. You can't shake that demon yet. But you know that if you had to go in a courtroom, retribution, and put your hand and actually testify, you know good and well you wouldn't say it was rigged. So I don't want to hear from you. Anybody else? Anyone else believe? Yes, the 2016 election was rigged. We just saw the evidence. He was convicted. As far as I'm concerned, they should undo everything Trump did if there was a way to do it. He stole that election. I firmly believe that. Now, you see how I was able to answer that? Is there anyone out there that still believes the 2020 election was rigged the way Donald Trump said it was rigged? Yes or no? Anyone out there? Put a yes in the chat, because I want to know how deep I need to go into this. All right. Is there anyone out there willing to come up and explain why they believe it's rigged? Okay. Look at that. We have some folks out here. Okay, 67 followers. See, I want to hear somebody come up here and explain why almost 4 years later you still believe it was rigged. Who else said it was rigged? Let me see. All right, here we go. All right, come on up here. Come on up here and explain to the American people that are listening why you believe it was rigged. And try to be brief if you can, because I don't got much time. Come on up here. I'm going to actually let you explain why you believe it's rigged. Don't worry, I won't snap at you, but I want to know what your version of rigged is. All right, so no one wants to come up and explain why they believed it's rigged. Hey, Yazzie, nice to see you. I want. What does that mean? You want to come up here and explain why you believed it was rigged? They say it was rigged. Let's go live. Big John, you don't even have enough followers to go live. I can't even bring you up. Right, Linda? 4 years, and yeah, they're still crying. So no one wants to come up here and explain why. Okay, Big John, I tried to send you a request, but you can't go live. You must have gotten suspended. All right. So who else? Okay, Lance, do you believe it was rigged? Lance, you don't even have enough followers. All right. It's so funny. Okay, we have one. Golden Era. All right, Golden Era. You said rigged AF. I'd like to hear why you believe the 2020 election was rigged. Golden Era, come on up here. I sent you an invite. You don't have to worry about being up here for a long time. Just get up here and explain why you believed it was rigged. You see, ladies and gentlemen, they they don't. I'm out. Can't hear. Okay, they listen to this. They don't want to come up here. Bobby Bags. Okay, how about you? How about you, Bobby Bags? You want to come up here real quickly and explain why you believe it was rigged? Attacking. You see this? I've been doing this show for well over 2 years, and they say yeah in my chat, but when I send them an invite to come up here and explain why they think it's rigged, they go, uh-oh, I can't do it. So what this tells me, yeah, Heaven, this tells me, yeah, they're scared. All right, I'm going to give you one last chance, MAGA. I'm going to give you one last chance. The cowardice is astounding, yeah. I'm going to give you one last chance, MAGA. No, it's not on. I can manually send you a guest request, all right? Hold on. Okay, Jeffrey, okay. Do we have a red? Are you a Trump supporter?
I am not a Trump supporter. This is actually
Oh,
my first time going live. I'm a big fan of what
oh.
you do, Zeus.
Okay, well, listen, thank you for coming up and clearing that up, all right? But
Of
yeah,
course, of course.
I'm going to look for a Trump supporter. Ladies and gentlemen, let's give Red a round of applause, all right? That's a nice. All right. Where did my, I can't even see my comments. All right. Oh, okay, Jeffrey, you come up here. All right, Jeffrey, come on up here. Snuggles, Snuggles, I already know your explanation. Jeffrey, come on up here. Hey, Jeffrey.
Up here, but I know what a lefty you are. I've dealt with you before, and I'm gonna tell your audience: when someone comes with facts, you will cut them off.
No,
Okay, you're the typical lefty. Oh yes, you will. Yes, you will. Hey, you will look for any reason. That's how all you lefties are on your podcast. When they come with facts, you will shut them off.
all right, Jeff, can you answer my question, though? Can you explain
No,
why
see,
you...
you want to play your game already. I won't answer your question, lefty. Okay, answer my question, lefty. 81 million. Where's all those people now? Okay,
Got it.
81 million.
So,
You telling me he got 10 million? He got 10 million more than Obama?
so
Come on
you,
now.
so you
Come on now.
believe, so you believe this?
Hey,
It's a rigged election.
do
It's
you
the only
believe
way
that
we're going to
fraud?
lose.
Do you believe that fraud that can't find his way off of stage? You know what I
Yeah,
mean? He's a
yeah.
fraud. Hey, why won't they release the tapes of his little interview about classified information? Because they'll
Okay.
show what a stumbling idiot he really is.
All right, Jeff, are you going to talk? Are you going to let me talk, or are you just going to monologue? Because you know what I do
Hey,
when people...
hey, it don't matter someone comes with. You will come with your lefty horseshit.
Bye, Jeff.
See what I'm talking about? He's a lefty bitch, audience.
All right. All right. That's what I needed. Thank you. That was for you, Jeff. That's what I needed to lock in. So now that Jeff has basically said the gloves are off, let's get into it. Let me explain to you, Trump supporters. You deranged MAGA demons. You devils. You hear that Jeff demon talking, that MAGA demon? This one's for you, Jeff, and all your little so-called believers in the chat. Donald Trump told his supporters going into the 2020 election this.
It's a rigged election. It's the only way we're going to lose.
He said that while the unemployment rate was going through the roof during the pandemic. The writing was on the wall, Jeff. Donald Trump was about to get fired by the American people. Don't block him. You don't got to mute him. I want to make sure I'm speaking to that demon that he came in the box with, which is a bunch of nasty stuff he's got going on. Jeff, you got a lot of nasty stuff going on inside of you. I can hear it in your voice. So what did Donald Trump do once he realized that President Joe Biden was going to beat the brakes off of him in the election? He decided to come up with a plan to try to remain in power, which involved him committing crimes and spreading a nasty, nasty lie, all right, that he knew his supporters who couldn't think for themselves would believe. So I played it. This was the first lie, Jeff.
It's a rigged election. It's the only way we're going to lose.
Right? That's what he told his supporters. And then what happened, ladies and gentlemen? Well, you guessed it. The results of the election came out, and instead of conceding to President Biden, what did Donald Trump do? Let me make sure you remember.
We had such a big night. You just take a look at all of these states that we've won tonight, and then you take a look at the kind of margins that we've won them by. And all of a sudden, it's not like we're up 12 votes and we have 60% left. We won states, and all of a sudden, I said, what happened to the election? It's off. And we have all these announcers saying, what happened? And then they said, oh, because you know what happened? They knew they couldn't win. So they said, let's go to court. And did I predict this, Newt? Did I say this? I've been saying this from the day I heard they were going to send out tens of millions of ballots. I said exactly, because either they were going to win, or if they didn't win, they'll take us to court. So Florida was a tremendous victory.
So what he did, Jeff, right there, is he scrambled your brain, and then he said, now that I got Jeff's brain scrambled, I got to make Jeff become a vassal of transgression for me, all right? I got to get Jeff wet and ready. And so what did he do, Jeff? Since you claim to be so intelligent, Jeff, what did he do? You know what Jeff is doing right now? He's probably crying into a bowl of cereal right now because Zeus has just woken his game up. Jeff, let me tell you what your cult leader did. He convinced you that he actually won. And listen to what he said to you, Jeff.
76,000 votes with almost nothing left. And all of a sudden everything just stopped.
Right.
This is a fraud on the American public. This is an embarrassment to our country. We were getting ready to win this election. Frankly, we did win this election.
Now Jeff should have said, well, hold on, sir. You just can't win because you said you won. That's not how it works. But instead of thinking like we needed Jeff to do, he actually went along with the lie, which means Jeff is a part of the problem, right? And in case you don't want to know what it sounds like, in case you don't know what it sounds like when Jeff started trying to think, I want you to listen to this, all right? This is what it sounds like when a Trump supporter is trying to think. Hold on, try again. Not going anywhere, right, Jeff? You been in that situation, Jeff? Yeah, call a tow truck. Hit the gas, yeah. Not going anywhere. Jesus Christ, it's dead. That's a Trump supporter trying to think. That's why I don't care what they say to me. Ain't going anywhere. So now that Donald Trump got Jeff wet and ready, what does he decide to do? He decides to send out an offer they can't refuse. Jeff, remember this? He goes and says to you, he goes, hold on. Attention, Jeff, and all of my MAGA demons. I lost to Joe Biden. And I'm very, very upset, and I'm very, very angry. What I need you all to do is sell everything that you have and send the money to me, because I'm your daddy. All right? And then I need you to meet me in Washington, D.C. at this big protest, all right, called Stop the Steal. Be there, will be wild. That was an offer Jeff couldn't refuse. Oh, I can be wet and wild with my daddy. Wow. And so, you know how the story goes. They had to figure out a way to get to Washington, D.C. But, they didn't have any money because they had sent it all to Donald Trump. So they came up with a plan on how to get to Washington, D.C. Have any of you ever seen a U-Haul before? Mass transport vehicle like this? It's not a bus. It's a U-Haul. It's not been customized or anything. It's the same U-Haul that you go rent for $20, unlimited miles for the day. These same MAGA demons. They said this is a great way to get to Washington, D.C. to be with our Lord and Savior, Donald Trump. They really did. And look at that crowd of men back there. Crowd of men. That's a lot of folks to pack it to the back of a U-Haul. All right. And you want to know what these guys looked like when the police pulled them over? All right. We got the photos of it. Jeff, remember? Remember, Jeff? Who is that? Who is that, Jeff? Oh, yeah. That's the Patriot Front. White supremacist group. Proud Boys. Oath Keepers. Boogaloo Boys. Could you imagine what it looked like when the cops put the lights on? Pull over. And they thought this was just going to be probably a normal traffic stop. And they go up to the window, roll down your window, and they look in there and they see these knuckleheads sitting there. What are you doing? What are you doing, Jeff? Don't you got a job, Jeff? I'm going to Washington, D.C. We are going to Washington, D.C. Really? Who's we? I only see two of you. Me and my friends in the back. Oh, you got friends in the back of that U-Haul? Yes. And the police officer has to go back there and open up that door and see a bunch of men packed in the back of a U-Haul like a can of sardines. You Trump supporters got to do better than this. This is the most sickest thing I've ever seen. But they'll do anything for Donald Trump. Right, Jeff? So what did Jeff decide to do? All right, because these folks got caught. But what did the ones do that got to D.C.? What happened next? Great question. So they get to Washington, D.C., and they run across Lieutenant Marjorie Trader Green. You all know who Marjorie Trader Green is, right? She is one of those Trump supporters, all right? And the reason I call her Lieutenant Marge is because we all saw her, right? This is Lieutenant Marge. She gave them, some of them call her Three Toes, all right? But she gave them some orders once they got to D.C.
Everything. If we flood the Capitol building, flood all the government buildings, go inside. These are public buildings. We own them. We own these buildings. Do you understand that? We own the buildings and we pay all the people that work in the building. Finished with our meetings here at the White House this afternoon. We had a great planning session for our January 6th objection. We aren't going to let this election be stolen by Joe Biden and the Democrats. President Trump won by a landslide. Call your House reps, call your senators from your states. We've got to make sure they're on board. We already have a lot of people engaged. Okay, stay tuned. Tomorrow we're prepared to...
All right, so that's her instructing MAGA to go inside the United States Capitol. They're wet and ready. Now all they need is for Donald Trump to give them no orders to do it. They're waiting for him at the ellipse, right? He got that fake elector scheme going in motion. So guess what happens next? He runs into his vice president, Mike Pence, in the White House. He walks in there. He moseys into the office. Pence, I got everything in motion. I got my fake elector scheme in motion. Pence, can you say scheme, Pence? And I got my soldiers waiting for me at the ellipse. What I need you to do, Mike Pence, is that thing you and I had a conversation about, not certify those votes for Joe Biden. And Mike Pence did something incredible. It's going to go down in American history 100 years from now as probably one of the most heroic acts we've ever seen in our lifetime in order to save our democracy. This is what Mike Pence said to Donald Trump that day. Mr. President, unfortunately, I can't do that for you. Because in order for me to do that, that would require me to place you above the United States Constitution, a document that our founding fathers and the framers fought and bled for, a document that Americans to this day continue to fight and bleed for. Mr. President. And frankly, I don't think a person that's asking me to do that is fit to be president of the United States. Donald Trump pooped his pants, right? Leaned into Mike Pence, breath smelling like a Big Mac and Diet Coke. And he says, you know what your problem is, Pence? Could you imagine smelling his breath? You're a little too honest. And he called him the nasty P word. You know, the same P word that you heard him use in the Access Hollywood tape. I'll take care of it myself. Security! Take me to the ellipse to meet up with my troops. They're waiting for me. I'm their dad. Sir, those folks are armed to the T. What do you mean they're armed? They got tactical gear. They got military grade equipment. They got stun things that'll stun you. And they got this new thing called demon spray. Demon spray? Yes! What is demon spray? Well, you mix a little bee spray, a little wasp spray with a little bear spray. And what happens is if you spray it on them, they'll get the MAGA demon. They really got that? Yes. Well, take me to be with them anyway. They're not bringing it to harm me. Yes, sir. So Secret Services, they take them to the ellipse. All right. And we all remember what happened when Donald Trump got to the ellipse, right? You remember this? He decided to encourage them to engage in heinous acts of violence. We all remember it.
Now it is up to Congress to confront this egregious assault on our democracy. And after this, we're going to walk down, and I'll be there with you. We're going to walk down. We're going to walk down anyone you want, but I think right here we're going to walk down to the Capitol. And we're going to cheer on our brave senators and congressmen and women. And we're probably not going to be cheering so much for some of them. Because you'll never take back our country with weakness. You have to show strength and you have to be strong.
So that's Donald Trump encouraging his supporters. Look at him. That's not BLM. That's not Antifa. That's not the FBI. These are his supporters. That's Donald Trump encouraging them to march to the United States Capitol and to place a dagger at the throat of our democracy. And you got to ask yourself, what was going on in the minds of these supporters as they were on their way to the Capitol?
And we fight. We fight like hell. And if you don't fight like hell, you're not going to have a country anymore. We will never give up. We will never concede. It doesn't happen. You don't concede when there's death involved. Because you'll never take back our country with weakness. You have to show strength.
So, let's have trial by combat.
And we fight. We fight like hell. And if you don't fight like hell, you're not going to have a country anymore.
So, let's have trial by combat.
Any questions? Any questions about what was going on in the mind of all of these MAGA demons? Pretty clear to me. Donald Trump ordered them to attack the Capitol, right? All right. And we all remember this moment, right? Mike Pence didn't have the courage to do what should have been done for our country and Constitution. And this happened with the backdrop of them chanting, you know, hang Mike Pence. We know those supporters of Donald Trump that day went there with the intent to break the law and to cause harm and possibly unalive people. And we got evidence of it. How many of you remember Ashley Babbitt? How many of you remember do you all remember who Ashley Babbitt is? One of Donald Trump's foot soldiers that lost her life in the battlefield. After she listened to Donald Trump's speech, she got radicalized and began to march towards the Capitol to follow through with his orders. And we got her on hot mic, ladies and gentlemen. Listen to what Ashley Babbitt was saying.
Just
district. Why don't you worry about your own goddamn district and the shit that's going on there? You are a complete, I'm telling you right now, I'm putting all you on notice. Every single one of you politicians in California, Gavin Newsom, Jerry Brown, Maxine Waters, Duncan Hunter, what the hell is Kamala? Where is Kamala? Talking about ISIS like KKK. We got this migrant camp. You know what? We have thousands of people on the other side of the border. Your people can't get to work. Our economy is going to take an absolute tank because you guys refuse to choose America over your stupid political party. Capital and a mob. There's an estimated over 3 million people here today. So despite what the media tells you, boots on the ground definitely say something different. There is a sea of nothing but red, white, and blue, patriots and Trump.
There's nothing, she said there's a sea of nothing but red, white, and blue, patriots for Trump. This is Ashley Babbitt following through on Donald Trump's orders. And we all remember what happened to Ashley Babbitt, right? Right here. This is the moment right before she lost her life in the battlefield for Donald Trump. That was right before she lost her life in the battlefield for Donald Trump. Because she chose to believe his big lie that the election was rigged, she did all she could to get to Washington, D.C. to be with her Lord and Savior and to get the ultimate MAGA reward. What is the ultimate MAGA reward? Jail, and if you don't get your soul right, hell, with a chapter 11 in between. And Ashley Babbitt got it for Donald Trump. He lost one of his foot soldiers in the battlefield on January 6th because of his big lie. And what did Donald Trump do as commander-in-chief? What did he do after he found out Ashley Babbitt had lost her life in the battlefield for him? Does anyone know what Donald Trump did? Any of you MAGA demons know what your cult leader did when he found out Ashley Babbitt lost her life in the battlefield? Exactly. Not a doggone thing.
Some information that stands out to me is that Donald Trump was passed a note
Thank you, Tasha.
after one of the rioters was shot in the Capitol and was made clear that this person had been shot, this woman had been shot in the chest. And the valet says that he offered no reaction upon learning that. He kept sitting in the chair watching the violence unfurl on TV.
A non-reaction at the death of Ashley Babbitt.
We love Ash.
A non-reaction. No words of condolence, no attaboy, nothing. He didn't care. As far as he was concerned, he was upset she didn't actually complete the mission. And you Trump supporters get on TikTok and whatever platform you have and you try to say this was a peaceful protest? This was a tourist visit gone awry? No, it was not. It was an embarrassment to this country. It was a crime scene planned and organized by Donald Trump all the way down to all of you MAGA demons. This is January 6th. The way millions of Americans remember it. And there's nothing that you can say to ever change that. Nothing. And with that, ladies and gentlemen, I got another update about another MAGA demon that's been brought to justice. Proud Boys chapter leader accused of breaking fence to breach the police line on January 6th. All right, has been brought to justice. A North Carolina man, an alleged chapter leader of the Proud Boys, who federal prosecutors say helped rioters convicted of seditious conspiracy knock down barriers at the United States Capitol on January 6th, has been arrested, according to the DOJ. J. Robert Thaxton, 49, of Concord, North Carolina, was charged with obstruction of law enforcement during a civil disorder, entering and remaining in a restricted building or grounds, disorderly and disruptive conduct in a restricted building or grounds, disorderly conduct in a Capitol building, and obstructing or impeding passage in a Capitol building. In a statement of facts, unwinding the details of his alleged activity on January 6th, prosecutors say they started an investigation into Thaxton early 2021 and interviewed him in May of that year at his home. During that interview, an investigating FBI agent said Thaxton admitted to being in Washington, D.C. on January 6th and that he had been arrested the same evening for violating the curfew order that went into effect as the mob overran the Capitol. At the time, he said he came into the Capitol alone. Widespread public footage of the attack on the Capitol reviewed by January 6th sedition hunters helped the department zero in on Thaxton's identity. They were able to track him across video and other footage, placing him by his face covering fabric featuring green dots, decorations resembling human bones, as well as his bright red cap, glasses, and sizable flashlight that he carried on his hip. It was the same flashlight that investigators said they recognized in footage shot near the Washington Monument, where he and other Proud Boys had gathered before descending upon the Capitol. Though Thaxton had his face partially covered in footage of him allegedly ripping up and knocking down barriers during the meeting at the Washington Monument, prosecutors said he temporarily dropped the covering, making it even easier for them to ID him. Look at this, ladies and gentlemen. Look at it. He has no problem. Look at him getting some exercise out there, right? He has no problem putting a mask on and committing crimes. But you tell him during the pandemic, put the mask on. Don't spread the virus. Oh, I can't breathe. But look at him, masked up, committing crimes in 8K, right? We catch them. They don't even understand there's cameras everywhere they go. They don't even understand they're telling on themselves, right? So guess what we're going to do, ladies and gentlemen? Join me in giving seditionist Thaxton what he deserves, all right? Because he's been brought to justice all these years later, and he thought he could get away with it, but he didn't get away with it. Let's give him what he deserves. A round of booze and shame. All right, and since he wanted to be a soldier for Donald Trump so bad, since he wanted to be one, let's send him off the old-fashioned way.
I'd like to begin by addressing the heinous attack on the United States Capitol. Like all Americans, I am outraged by the violence, lawlessness, and mayhem. I immediately deployed the National Guard and federal law enforcement to secure the building and expel the intruders. America is and must always be a nation of law and order. The demonstrators who infiltrated the Capitol have defiled the seat of American democracy. To those who engaged in the acts of violence and destruction, you do not represent our country. And to those who broke the law, you will pay.
Does anyone believe that? What he just said? Does anyone believe what he just said? You Trump supporters, y'all got to be the most special group of people I've ever seen. They got to be, right? I mean, something is really, really wrong with these Trump supporters, ladies and gentlemen.
I know your pain. I know you're hurt. We had an election that was stolen from us. It was a landslide election, and everyone knows it, especially the other side. But you have to go home now. We have to have peace. We have to have law and order. We have to respect our great people in law and order. We don't want anybody hurt. It's a very tough period of time. There's never been a time like this where such a thing happened where they could take it away from all of us, from me, from you, from our country. This was a fraudulent election, but we can't play into the hands of these people. We have to have peace. So go home. We love you. You're very special. You've seen what happens. You see the way others are treated that are so bad and so evil. I know how you feel. But go home and go home in peace.
Wow. You see, MAGA, that's what happened on January 6th. Donald Trump played you all like a fiddle. And it started with his big lie. Do you understand how this happened? And this is why when you get on TikTok and you say, the rest of the world is laughing at us. No, no, no. The rest of the world is not who is this? I believe every word he just said. Black for Trump 2024. Let's get it. All right, Carlo. When I open up the boxes, Carlo, bring your special behind in here and bring that MAGA demon with you. When you all get out here and say ridiculous stuff like that, this is exactly why the rest of the world is laughing at you. The rest of the world is laughing at you Trump supporters because you're the easiest marks we've ever seen. Easy merch. Easy merch. This guy, Donald Trump, is going to go down in the Guinness Book of World Records as the most successful ringmaster we've ever seen. The way he runs this circus that he has you all in is incredible. And you know it's a circus, right? Because guess what? He does exactly what a clown does. He does it, right? What does a clown do? A clown puts on makeup, right? You've all seen him. Donald Trump does the same thing. Ooh, Jeff, don't I look so good, Jeff, with this orange makeup? A clown puts on a wig. Look at that bird's nest right there. Smack dab right there on his cranium. A clown has that thing around his waist, you know, with that ridiculous suit, right? Donald Trump does the same thing. He puts on his diaper. You all see it. He puts on the diaper and he puts on that same crumpled blue suit with that ridiculous red tie. And he gets onto his social media platform and lies to you all every single day. Where do you get your news from? I get it from Truth Social. Where do you get your news from? I get it from Truth Social. And you, Truth Social. You, Truth Social. I know you're being brainwashed by Donald Trump. It's obvious. You want more proof it's a circus? All right, look at those golden shoes. You don't need golden shoes anywhere except in a circus. Trump bucks. Where do you use Trump bucks? In a circus. Where do you need Trump water? In a circus. Where do you need Trump stock? In his circus. Where do you need Trump NFTs? In his circus. Do you get what I'm doing, MAGA? You get what I'm saying? He's running the biggest circus known to mankind. He got you all doing the tightrope. Whenever he lies, you have to walk that tightrope for him. All right? He gives you some misinformation. You got to jump through some more hoops for him. All right? And he's sitting back collecting that money off of you. You're an embarrassment to your families. You're an embarrassment to your communities. You're an embarrassment to your neighbors. You're an embarrassment to the state. You're an embarrassment to the nation. As far as I'm concerned, you Trump supporters are a disgrace. If you want to make America great again, I really do believe it starts with the mass deportation of Donald Trump and his supporters. When are you guys all going to wake up and get out of this ridiculous cult that you found yourselves in? It's never too late. I get it. You've invested a lot of time and a lot of money into this fraudster. And you can't stand to have to come back out and say you were wrong. But think about it. If you don't get out of this cult, you're going to get exactly what everybody else in the cult has gotten, which is, guess what? Like I said earlier, the ultimate MAGA reward, which is jail. 99.9% of you Trump supporters, you have a first-class trip already prepaid for prison. All right? You just don't know when your flight is, but it's already paid. So jail. And if you don't get your soul right, hell. And 99.9% of you Trump supporters, you also have a first-class trip to hell. All right? And then there's a chapter 11 in between, meaning you're going broke. Look at Rudy Giuliani and all those others that were in his crimes, right? They're going to go to jail. They're going to go broke. And if they don't get their souls right, they will go to hell, all right? They will go to hell. And I have no problem sending you to either of those locations, MAGA. I really don't, because why should I feel bad about sending you somewhere where you're begging to go? Just like Judge Juan Merchan, he shouldn't feel bad about sending Donald Trump straight to prison, because Donald Trump is begging for it. All of you are. All right, ladies and gentlemen, that concludes my monologue. That concludes my monologue. All right, and it is now time to open up these boxes and hear from those of you who are actually brave enough to get in the box and tell the truth and shame the devil. All right, and you know, I'm gonna be very, very clear. If you're a Trump supporter, the only thing I want you to come in the box and do is really apologize, unless you got some information that can prove that I or any of the panelists that have came up here have been lying. Because as far as I'm concerned, all of you Trump supporters, you don't have any credibility. We've caught you in all of your lies on this app. And as far as I'm concerned, I don't even want to entertain the foolishness at this point. You failed the class, right? Retribution, you failed. And a lot of you have failed, and it's because you don't know any better. All right, let's bring up our first panelist. Okay, who is this political dad? Good morning, political dad. How are you doing?
It's not political dag, champ. What's going on?
Who is this?
You can't even tell my voice.
Is this Retribution?
What isn't it? What's up, pal?
What do you want?
What do I want? I want to talk.
Oh,
you want to see
God.
my receipts now?
Go for it.
Okay. So, everybody's been keeping up on Trump's TikTok page, right?
What about it?
The moment he joined TikTok, he got more support, way more support than Biden.
Oh, and what is that? And what does that translate in your world to?
81 million volts, my ass. That's what it translates to, man.
Well, you know what they've been saying about all those people he's gotten following him. You know what they've been saying, right?
What's that?
Oh, those are Russian bots. You didn't know that?
Have you went over there and checked it out?
Yeah. I looked at it and I said, guess what? It's all, look at that. Yeah, that's probably real people that follow. That's the real people that follow. You know, what I don't understand what point you're trying to make. Can you get to the point that you're trying to make?
One video, champ.
Yeah.
One video, champ.
Yeah.
Been on the app for a few days.
Yeah. You know what we call that, right? We call that fake engagement.
85 million likes on one video. Let's see Biden do that.
If I didn't know MAGA, you probably would have me. But I know a lot of people like you. They go out and they buy followers. You know you can buy followers on this app, right?
Like you, right?
No, I don't have to buy followers. But
Like
I'm just
you,
saying.
Right? Yes, you do.
I guess you just came up here to embarrass yourself, bro. I guess you just came up here to embarrass yourself. Do you have anything else?
I got one more.
What else? I mean, as
So
you
how
all,
you been, Zeus?
I'm doing great.
You seem a little aggravated today.
No. I just wanted to get straight to the point because there's other people that I want to get to. And you went out of your way to come in with a backup account, right? You went out of your way to come in with a backup account. So I want to know what else you got. But if you don't got anything, Retribution, I'm going to have to move it along, bro. Seriously. And you got to come back with better evidence. You haven't changed anyone's mind. I'm going to be honest with you. You made
Actually,
yourself...
You've seen this one before, and you're peeved, I think.
I mean, I'll give you points. You at least are showing you know how to take pictures and show them in the box. I'll give you that. I'll give you that. But if you don't got anything else, we're gonna move it along. I guess not. I guess not. Retribution going once, going twice. Oh, okay, all right, ladies and gentlemen. He tried, but unfortunately, he failed. Ladies and gentlemen, let's give Retribution on his backup account what he deserves. All right, because he hasn't provided any new information to the kingdom. All he's doing is going around showing us he knows how to take screenshots and use it on TikTok. That's not a flex. Give him a round of booze and shame. No fact. I care less.
Silence! You MAGA demon!
Yeah, Retribution. I don't count none of the followers that you showed me because I know the truth. For instance, on his actual social media platform, Truth Social, he's losing followers. All right. So all of a sudden he comes on to TikTok and he's getting record followers. You and I both know a fraudster like Donald Trump reporting any number definitely needs to be scrutinized. So I don't buy it. And especially because I know he has a track record of colluding with other countries like Russia. You know, Russia, if you're listening, I don't buy anything Donald Trump is selling. As far as I'm concerned, it's a bunch of fake engagement. All right, so Retribution, nice try. Let's bring up our next panelist, ladies and gentlemen. Uh-oh, who do we have this morning? Good morning, Takesha.
What was that about?
You know, these people are having a hard time coping with Donald Trump being found guilty, and then they know he's going to be sentenced in July, and so they're just throwing whatever they can at the wall and hoping something sticks. That's my assessment.
Only little children get excited and yank their front tank off of followers.
You're right.
He's a grown man. He came up with a fake name to get in the box and brag about some followers. Is that supposed to be a flex?
It's in his world. That's all they got, Takesha.
Because
Think
people
about
are
it.
getting more stupid by the day.
Yeah.
And following a convicted felon. Is that a flex, Zeus?
That's a flex in his world.
Yeah, bless his flexed heart. Listen, I want to talk about two things. I'm going to talk about the most political first, then I got to get on something at the end.
Okay, it's your world. I'm just a squirrel trying to get a you-know-what.
They said that Biden didn't have to have a border bill, that he could just do an executive order. Now the man has done an executive order. Now y'all mad about the executive order? Y'all not concerned about the border. Y'all didn't want the border closed. Y'all didn't want anything done to the border so it could help that big, fat, foolish, fake hair, fake tan, funky man that's sitting there, and y'all keep voting for. Cut the crap.
Hallelujah. Get up, Takesha.
Outrage about the border. Y'all don't care nothing about the border.
They don't.
Y'all just want to help this convicted felon get in office, continue to sell our secrets, and y'all think y'all gonna be in there having a good time, and it's gonna affect y'all just like it's gonna affect us. Get your head out the man's tank and get yourself.
Hallelujah.
Now let me say this, Zeus.
Go ahead.
Because I'm finna go off topic. And I want the person who report back to the Russian bear on what I say to make sure you start recording. Because I don't want it in your words. I want it in Kiki's words.
Oh.
Go ahead and hit the record button. Whatever I say is what I mean.
Oh.
And I mean, you know good and well I don't come to y'all side for no lives. You know good and well I don't come to Snuggles Live while you fake breaking, writing in the comments, talking about where Takesha at. Baby, Takesha is where Takesha has always been, and that's on your head.
Oh.
I say what I want to say about you because I have freedom of speech.
Oh.
Again, it's a felony for you to go out without your face covered because that's indecent exposure. Again, you sit on TikTok every day, all day, because you get no attention from the man you wearing the ring from because he's giving it to his secretary. Now I said it again. Please record it and keep it like that. You know I'm not coming over to any lives that you all hold because I don't want to dumb myself down. I like to keep the intelligence that the Lord gave me. Stop acting like a fake Christian. You're not fooling nobody. You're not fooling the Lord. You're only fooling yourself because anybody that's a Christian that talks like you, degrades people like you, and disrespects people like you definitely is not a Christian. So
Amen.
stop fake breaking with the Christian stuff.
Tell him, Takesha. Go ahead.
That's all I got to say.
Okay.
Quit trying to fake come from me. Yeah, I got a screenshot. Wait, first of all, my name is T.A., not T.E. It's T-A-K-E-S-H-I.
Oh.
Not T-E-K-E-S-H-I.
Oh.
When you come for me, get my name correct.
Oh.
Because I've always let you know I'm coming for you. But I've never come to y'all lives for you to even tag my name in a comment on those lives because you know I don't beat up. Stop fake breaking. Cut the crap.
Amen.
And like I said, for whoever reporting, thank you for getting my message across. I really appreciate you because I do want it to get across.
Yeah.
So appreciate that.
All right. Well, listen, it said, and you heard what she said. There's no other questions. I don't think she has any more questions. Those Russian bears have been destroyed, Takesha. Thank you once again for doing the Lord's work.
You have a blessed day, Zeus.
All right, you too, and you stay positive out there, all right? Ladies and gentlemen, let's give the beautiful Takesha a round of applause, all right? No lies detected, all right? All right? I mean, and this, unfortunately, ladies and gentlemen, is the current state of affairs, and hopefully we'll be able to move past this in short order. But they're really on the ropes right now. Right now, they're coming into the live. I don't know if you're following. A lot of you, when I post a video, you can't see the comments. But what these Trump supporters are doing is they're coming into my lives or other lives, and they're just all of a sudden doing that trick Donald Trump did when he lost to Joe Biden, when he goes, frankly, we did win. They're coming in here and they're convincing themselves that they're winning when they're really losing. Terrible. Their lives, the numbers are in the toilet. No one goes in there anymore. Really, I go in there just to, get a little laugh out of them. But for the most part, we all know they're a bunch of liars and seditionists, treasonous traitors. All right? Let's go, ladies and gentlemen. Who else do we got? Good morning. Yeah, they're losers. Good morning, Nutty. How are you doing, my good friend?
What is going on? Hey, Zeus, I have arrived. I have gotten on the level of Zeus. Check it out.
What's that?
Listen, a couple of days ago, you was over there in a live, and so I came in the box. I got allowed in the box after you departed.
Oh, really?
And, yeah, after you departed, and I was sitting there quietly until the host called April, who said he blocked April and called her a something bitch.
I remember I heard about this, but please continue.
Because apparently April said something about not going to a live that's chaotic or something crazy. And so that triggered him very much. And so when he called her that name, of course, April is my friend. But more importantly, April is a mother. April is a grandmother. April is a wife. And I'm not going to sit idle and just let a man talk like that about a woman. So I said something and I got blocked. And then he came to my DMs.
Oh.
He came to my DMs and said, "Thanks for reporting me, you piece of bleep, 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 bleep." So your buddy Day got triggered for whatever reason, because one thing I don't do, just like Takesha just said, I'm going to piggyback off of Takesha. I say what I say and I mean what I say. And I will stand on everything that I say. And I will not talk behind your back, because what I'm saying now, I will say to your face.
Lord,
and the
have
fact
mercy.
that you have to block someone and then come to their DMs and try to be a tough guy, a keyboard warrior, it shows how weak you are. Shows how weak you are. So, Zeus, I've arrived.
When you say you've arrived, what does that mean? I'm a little... You're still not handsome, so stay in your lane.
Zeus, everybody knows the truth. Everybody knows I look better than you, but I digress. when I say I've arrived, it's because I don't get the attacks that you get on a daily basis because you're out here doing this on a daily basis. You put your face out there every single day. You put your voice out there every single day. My contribution is just being allowed to be in your live, in your space. So I don't get the hate on the level that you get it.
Now this is true.
Because I know you get it. I know you get it. And it's disgusting.
Yeah.
It's disgusting.
Amen.
So I took being blocked by day. Yeah, I'm gonna just say it because I don't care. I took being blocked by day as a badge of honor. So thank you, Day. You're one less MAGA demon that I have to tolerate.
Lord have mercy. Wow.
You're one less MAGA demon.
Wow.
But very quickly, because I know you got to go. I wanted to talk about Hunter Biden.
Okay.
So I love the fact that Hunter Biden is about to be acquitted.
Oh, you think he's going to get acquitted?
Oh, I'm calling it right now. I'm calling it right now, and they're only in day 3 of the trial.
Right.
He's going to be acquitted, and I'm laughing at it because the media they're triggered, Zeus. They're triggered because if you notice, they have been talking about the jury makeup, the 6 women, 6 men, majority African American.
Let's go.
Majority. The other part that they're triggered by is that every single juror either has been or knows someone in their family that has had drug addiction.
Amen.
So the fact that they've exposed all of this, it tells me the black folks, they're gonna sit there, they're gonna relate to Hunter Biden in one way or another, and they're gonna be like, okay, where's the crime? Yeah. So he checked a box on a form, and this is what you're prosecuting him for because he said that he wasn't a drug addict in the commission of trying to purchase a pew pew.
Correct.
Which he did not purchase, by the way.
Right.
He filled out the form.
One juror was crying. Wow.
In his mind, he wasn't an addict because an addict, they don't know that they're an addict until they accept the fact that they're an addict. Is that not correct?
That's correct.
So therefore, I can't wait to hear more MAGA tears when he's acquitted, because not only is Donald Trump still going to have his 34 convictions, Hunter Biden is going to have 1 acquittal. And thank you for your time, Grace.
All right, ladies and gentlemen, let's give it up to Nutty Professor. Yeah. Now, I do know Day. So Day, if you're there and you want to come up and speak, you're more than welcome to. But hopefully we get to the bottom of that. Sneaky Fingers, thank you for the subscription. And about Hunter Biden, Nutty, you're right. I do believe he is going to be acquitted by a jury of his peers, because when you look at it and you hear what the legal experts are saying, this is a case that never should have been brought in. And the evidence is basically causing the case to crumble on itself. They're saying the judge is totally conflicted, right? This is a Trump-appointed judge. This is nothing more than election interference. Going after a sitting president's son? Seriously? This is election interference. MAGA, join forces with me, all right? This is a rogue DOJ. It's like they're a maniac or something, right? This is a witch hunt. Where's Tracy at? Where's Tracy at? Okay, I know Tracy told me she was going to come. Oh, Slick as Rick, thank you for the subscription. Oh my goodness, ladies and gentlemen. What a show today. Good morning, Straight Fat.
What's going on, Zeus in the kingdom? How y'all doing today?
I'm doing all right. A lot of people out there are upset, though, and I don't know what's gotten into these folks.
Ooh, Zeus, now stop telling them stories. You know what done got into them. You know they mad about them 34 convictions, baby. You know they mad about it. You know they nothing, absolutely nothing they gonna be able to do about it. But go ahead on and just cry it on out. Just get there. Just sadly crying all over these TikTok streets, boy. They look like a bunch of old school knocks on the street just crying. You remember when the knocks used to be walking around days and you know where they was going, confused?
Oh, yeah.
That's how these knockers is around these TikTok streets, baby. They just look like a bunch of knocks running around here trying to find their next stick.
I hear you. They looking for it real bad. They real bad. They on their knees looking
They
for
on
it.
their knees, baby. They begging for another one. You know what I'm talking about? They looking for that other kid, boy. They can't take it. They don't know what to do with themselves. They trying to find it so bad. But listen,
Got me
listen,
sweating over here. You got me sweating over here. It's so funny seeing them so desperate for a win. They scratching for it. You got something for us?
They scratching for an inch, baby. You see that shit off? Don't excuse me. You see that pot all around their mouth, on the side of their mouth? They searching for the hit. Baby, listen, let me stop playing with you, Zeus. And let me
keep it clean. All right, Jesus Christ,
Thank
Lord.
you, baby. Oh, that's Jasmine. Thank you. Hey, let me get down to business stuff.
Oh, my God. You got me cracking up.
Listen, Retribution came up in here. He must think we new to this, and we ain't new to this. We true to this, baby.
Hit him with it.
Because listen, when have you ever seen somebody post something up on their page and they have the same amount of followers as likes on the Durgon post? The same amount of followers, he got likes. Now Zeus, that smell. Let me say, that smells like bots.
Russian bots, China bots.
Season. I smell Retribution. I smell bot season around here, baby. Let me tell you something. Listen, they can come up on here, cool the face, and everybody else. They can talk about everything they want to talk about. But let me tell you what they don't talk about this right here. They don't talk about the fact that the Supreme Court said that Joe Biden is their president. Joe Biden is nothing that they can do. They can't get around that fact. They can't get around the fact that Trump is a convicted felon. 34 times. Hold on, Zeus. Let me go ahead on and put something up for you real quick.
Go ahead. Listen. They said you cooking right now. Go ahead and keep on serving.
Let me get my stuff up here real quick for him, because I know it's hard for MAGA to actually. Oh, it ain't fitting, but y'all know what
it says. Trump is a felon, right?
Trump is a felon. All day, every day, 24 hours a day. Call your Meemaw, call your Paw, and everybody else to the table and let them know that Trump is a felon. And it ain't nothing. It is absolutely, I know it make that little pee-pee hurt, but it ain't absolutely nothing that they can do to change that. I'm going to tell you another thing, Zeus. They were here talking about on appeal. Oh, wait, let me back it up. Let me back up another fact.
I heard him talking about appeal. I heard him talking about it.
But wait, before I even get to the appeal, Trump lost, this is a fact. Trump lost more money, because I didn't say the whole thing.
Yeah, go for it. Keep on going.
Lost more money than he inherited. Who in the heck does that?
A loser.
How do you do that? Running off at your mouth. Trump talking about his rig. Unless his mouth is rigged, then ain't nothing rigged. Because he's rigging his own thing. He out here talking, bumping his gums every single day, telling on himself. Tells on themselves. Shut up, Trump. Y'all need to go over there to that True Social and y'all need to tell Trump to shut up, because he's telling on his Durgon self, and it don't make no sense for nobody to tell on they stuff like that. Except for MAGA. Except for MAGA.
Tell them the great facts.
Let me say one more thing here.
Okay, go for it.
I'm going to say one thing. I'm going to get on out of here.
Lord.
Joe Biden now smart at y'all again. He tried to work with y'all on that border. He tried to give y'all a chance to come on over and talk to him. But y'all wanted to act like he didn't have no tools in the box. Joe Biden said, voila! He whipped out that tool, baby, that EO, that executive order, baby. Yes.
Yeah, he did.
Baby, and he got that photo together. Starting at 12 o'clock midnight tonight. If you come on up over here and you don't go through those open channels, you will never be able to claim asylum again, you guys. So don't do that. This is serious. This is to my Latino brothers and sisters and whoever else coming through that border. We want y'all over here. We understand that you guys contribute a lot to our economy. We want you guys to come on over the right way, though. Okay.
Right.
Go ahead on and come through the open borders because the openings. Because if you go through over that gate and send your little 8-year-old to climb over that wall, it's gonna be a problem, okay? And you'll never be able to come back to this great country again. So don't even risk it. And they're gonna put in some new voting machines, new judges, new employees, so we can start turning the process around. So it'll no longer be a 6-year process. It'll go on down to about 6 months. Y'all don't play now. And if it's too many of y'all come at the same time, they're gonna close that border down until they can get it under control and they can catch back up, which I think are all excellent ideas. So don't think it's a game. It's not a game. It's serious as a heart attack. And don't put your ability to come back to the United States at risk by climbing around or going around the open ports of entry. So that's all I want to say, Zeus. I'm getting the heck on up out of here. I got a job.
Thank you. Thank you. You know, world class. You're world class, Straight Facts. I really do appreciate it. All right. I know you're a very, very busy person, but it's always a treat to have you come to the show and do exactly what you do. All right. Seriously.
Thank you so much, Zeus. And I send you on over there at Straight Facts Live, and I do appreciate you come and giving me your expertise because I learned from the best, baby. And that
Amen. Amen, ladies and gentlemen. Let's give it up to the beautiful Straight Facts. Love you too.
I really appreciate y'all. Y'all have a wonderful rest of y'all day. Yeah, I'm busy. Busier than your meemaw.
Retribution. How many leashes have you had on your neck today in this show? Because we've been dog walking you all show. You're the easiest person to dog walk on TikTok, Retribution. You might want to go get another account so we can dog walk that one too. All right, ladies and gentlemen, let's give Retribution a round of booze and shame. He's the worst of the worst. Lord have mercy. Hey, Brother Swervin', welcome.
Brother Zeus.
Hey, how are you doing, my good friend? How are you doing?
I'm doing pretty good, man.
All
I'm
right.
Getting closer to getting myself home and getting better every day. So feeling the strength, feeling the love, feeling the prayers, just uplifting, keeping myself motivated, brother.
Awesome. That means prayer is working, and definitely the love that the kingdom is showing you is definitely, I think it's helping you. All right.
Absolutely, Smurfing.
Thank you. Well, thank you.
Now, I want to talk about this. What's his name? Retribution person.
Oh yeah, delusional.
So, haven't they learned by now? Haven't dummies like him learned by now that just because you have so many followers, that does not equate to votes?
Right.
Haven't y'all figured that out yet? Yeah,
Have
here
you?
you come talking about well, he got 3 million followers. That don't equate to 3 million votes.
Nope.
Okay, and you sit here and you want to sit here and talk about how Joe Biden didn't get 81 million votes. You know what? There's 50 states that disagree with you. There's 50 states and 62 court cases that completely disagree with you.
That part.
So what are you sitting here? What are you sitting here whining and complaining about? Thank you, my darling. I appreciate that.
Tell him, Swerve.
So I'm just sitting here like, what is he whining about? What is he complaining about now? And why can't they seem to figure out that followers and likes does not equate to votes? Okay, I just don't get it. Like, what am I missing?
I don't know. I mean, they're so desperate for a win, man. This is what I think it is. They're so desperate. Anything that they can at least, say is a win, they're going to try to run with it.
Yeah, they're desperate for a win. Because the Republicans ain't won jack or stuff since 2016, so they're incredibly desperate for a win. But they'll sit back and tell us, oh, well, Joe Biden had 50 cars show up to a rally.
Oh,
okay, he didn't need us. The only support he needed from was our vote. I keep telling them that.
Yeah.
But these are the same people. These are the same dumb knuckleheads who have sent Donald Trump record amounts of money in the past week, but they gonna also sit at home and complain about the economy.
And that's the part that I say I'm done with it. I'm not going to allow them to cry about the economy after
No,
that.
you can go be a victim elsewhere.
Yeah.
In fact, there's plenty of places you can go be a victim. Let's see. There's Instagram, Facebook,
Yeah.
SnapTube,
Yeah.
Instant Chat,
Yeah. Yeah.
wherever they can go be
Or
a victim anywhere.
your mom and dad's basement.
Yeah,
All right.
go
I
be
don't
a
care.
victim around them. You ain't gonna be a victim around me.
Nope.
You ain't gonna be oppressed around me.
Nope.
I mean, it's just ridiculous the way these people think. So anyway, I'm gonna get off of that. Here's what I wanted to ask you personally, Zeus.
Talk to me.
You know, every day, as far as I can recall now, I'm gonna say about 9 months. I'm gonna say about 9 months. You've been going through your detailed spiel of what happened on January 6th, right?
Yeah.
And I don't know how many times that is that you've gone through that spiel. But when you go through that spiel, is something else in your mind going, maybe today will be the day that it clicks for somebody else?
Yeah. That's what it is. Honestly. Yeah.
Okay.
Because we initially when we started doing the January 6th coverage, it was we argued with them so many times about it, and it just clicked that what, as long as there's someone that's being brought to justice, we're gonna keep talking about it, right? Because
Exactly.
you know what they like to say, oh, that happened 4 years ago. Well, it's still being dealt with,
Yeah, we're
right?
still bringing people to justice every day, just like you
Yeah.
point out.
So yes, that's one of the aims. But then the other aim is to also to really make sure that those who are listening to the show know
Hmm.
there's people like you and I who are getting the word out, getting the message out about the real stuff that's going on in this country. So that's why I do it too.
Yep, exactly. The real.
Yep.
And I sit here and listen through that portion of the show every day, and I'm waiting. Did he miss anything? Nope, ain't missed a beat yet. Ain't missed a lick of that story yet because that story remains constant. That's how it's gonna go down in the history books.
Yeah.
And when 50, 60 years from now, after we're dead and dust, when these millennials of today are asking their grandparents, were you at the Capitol? Yeah. Why? Well, it just seemed like the right thing to do. It was a good idea at the time.
Yeah. Yeah.
Well, so you had no problems committing treason against your own country, but you sit here and call Joe Biden treasonous.
Ain't
And
that
they and
something?
they and those people don't seem to understand it. You can sit here and what, Zeus, I'm gonna sit here and I'm gonna call myself a dog catcher today. Don't make me a dog catcher, does it?
Nope.
No. And just like they sit out there and they call themselves patriots, don't make them patriots. You can't sit there and take down the flag of the United States of America, raise it with a Donald Trump flag,
Tell
and
them,
then
Swerve.
sit there and go, well, I'm a patriot. No, you ain't no patriot. You're a traitor. And there's a big difference between a traitor and a patriot.
Amen.
A patriot cares about the governing body of democracy. A traitor doesn't care about the governing body of democracy. You'll continue to lick the taint of Donald Trump and Vladimir Putin, and you will continue to sow seeds of discourse and discontent when it comes to protecting and working with democracy instead
Mm-hmm.
of against it.
Yep.
And having said that, my lunch just arrived, so I'm gonna give me some nourishment on some vittles.
All
And
right.
as always, brother, thanks for having me up. And again, I appreciate you in the kingdom and all the wonderful prayers and thoughts you guys have sent.
Yep.
Like I said, I'll probably be on my way out of here next week.
Good.
In
Good.
fact,
Good.
I'm almost certain of it.
Well, that's some great news. That definitely brightened up my day to know that you're on your path. In terms of getting back home and being around your family and loved ones. So, and for you to be actually fighting this battle while getting help, that's impressive. I've never seen anything like this in my life. So, thank you for all you do, brother Swerve. I really do
I'm
appreciate it. All right.
I'm gonna tell you, it ain't easy, but it's been a lot of fun.
Yeah, well, I'm glad. Listen, I'm definitely honored that you spent time with us and made sure you helped to combat these MAGA demons out here. All right,
Always a pleasure, sir. Always
all
a
right,
pleasure, sir. Zeus is like I tell every other member that I deal with in the BIPOC communities, the LGBTQI plus communities, people who deserve the same rights as everybody else. I will stand shoulder to shoulder with you as we walk through the gates of hell together to ensure
amen,
that you get those doggone rights.
amen,
Because
amen.
more rights for all does not mean less rights for some. Pure and simple.
Exactly.
So I'm gonna let you get back to tending to the affairs of the kingdom.
All right.
Y'all be safe. You be well, and doggone it, have fun while you're doing it.
All right, we
And old
will.
Swerve will hit you up later.
All right, we will and we shall, my
Take care,
brother.
brother.
All right, you too. Ladies and gentlemen, let's give Brother Swervin a round of applause. All right? God bless him. No lies detected. You know they say that this live that we do every morning, they say that we spread hate on this platform. This is not hate. This is really a place of love. This is a place of community. And it's a diverse place, to be quite honest, because even though a lot of those folks out here don't align with me politically, they know deep down inside that there's no one else, there's nothing else like what we're doing out here. We're really doing the work that is required to change the hearts and minds of millions of folks out there, all right? It's politics, but it's a little something more, all right? And I appreciate all of you. Seriously. Let's open up the box and bring up our next panelist. Oh my God. All right. Let's go. Good morning, Miss Morning Star, my sister. All right, how are you doing?
What's going on, Zeus, my brother? How you doing today?
Hey, I am all right, and it's so nice
yeah.
that you're here and you're visiting us. Oh my gosh, what a treat!
Absolutely. Come on, bro. You know I got you.
Thank
Hey,
you.
Zeus, you know, I was doing a little research here.
I hear it.
Ooh.
I hear that.
So yeah, I did research. So it appears that the wonderful Attorney General in Wisconsin is doing the Lord's work. He filed felony charges against two of the attorney and an aide who worked for Trump's campaign in 2020. Did you hear about that?
I heard about it, but keep on bringing it because there's folks out here that don't know that, and what this
living
is,
in denial.
Yeah, but it's signs that the crimes that were committed during the 2020 election are still being prosecuted. That's what this means.
Yes,
In
Zeus.
various
They are
jurisdictions.
still diligently working to get these crimes processed. It was so much criming going on in 2020, and we are still, and it's 2024, and we are still finding out about all the horrible, atrocious crimes that Donald Trump and his gang had attempted to do against the United States, against our democracy. How dare them, right, Zeus?
Yeah.
Awful.
She's not lying. She's telling the truth.
I'm telling the truth, y'all. All you got to do is do your search, do your history search, and learn how to read. And if you can't read, they got something for that, you guys. They got something to help you out, okay? It's called Hooked on Phonics, or you can, have you an interpreter and do whatever you guys need. But, these charges, one thing that's kind of unique about Wisconsin is they don't have indictments. Different states have different laws. They go straight to the Attorney General, press these charges, and these are felony charges. And it's not looking good.
Wow.
We got Arizona, we got Michigan, Nevada, Georgia, and now we got Wisconsin. And there's more to come.
Yeah.
What you think about that, MAGA? What you think? What you think about that, MAGA?
You can't say it's weaponized at this point because there's just no way this could all be a coordinated attack. Obviously,
It's not.
there were crimes committed.
And we have the same offenders, and their names just keep popping up. We got Cheeseburger Burrow. Yeah. He's guaranteed to flip again because he is what my sister call him, Sissy Lala. And he gonna flip again.
Yeah, but I hear that he didn't tell the truth about having a Twitter account. Remember that? Because he was working with them, but then they found out he had a Twitter account that he didn't share with them. So now he's a defendant now. That's what.
Now here you go, Cheeseburger.
Yeah.
Cheeseburger. Now you're about to get yourself in even more trouble. Oh well.
Yeah.
I feel zero sorry for any of these thugs these malicious thugs
You call
that we
them
have out here.
thugs.
Oh,
You call them
thugs.
thugs.
Oh yeah, they're thugs. They're thugs. They're disgusting criminals. They are a tarnish to our society. We don't want anything to do with them. We need them to go and pay the price like any other normal citizen should do. So these are disgusting thugs.
I agree. There's
And
no truth in them, and they cry all day on TikTok.
the truth ain't in them, Zeus. The truth ain't in them. They ain't gonna never admit to it. But I'm looking forward to this. This is new, hot on the press, MAGA sexuals. And if you feel it, if you're feeling like I'm lying, just go ahead and type in the AP report for Wisconsin. Yeah,
Okay,
it'll tell you all of that.
All right. Well, thank
All
you.
right.
All right. Well, thank you for that educational moment, Miss Morningstar.
Yeah,
All right.
yeah, Zeus. I just had to bring them facts.
Yes, and it was a treat to have you because I don't always get to talk to you. All right. So thank you. You know,
You're
for taking
welcome,
time
brother.
out of your busy life and sharing the truth with these Trump supporters. All right.
Yeah, I'm typing away. You hear me, Zeus? It's
Yeah,
more
yeah.
stuff. It's more stuff to find out. So we gotta
All right.
keep searching, y'all.
All right,
Just
MAGA,
get on
and
your
you should
computer.
follow suit. You should follow suit, MAGA, and start looking
Oh,
at
yeah.
this information we're sharing. All right.
Let's go. Let's
All
go.
right.
All right, Zeus. I'm gonna get up out of here so you can bring more people into the kingdom. But you
All
keep on bringing them facts and that truth and that fire to these Maganetians and these Magasexuals. They just don't get it. These demons, they just gonna keep on. But we gonna keep on beating them down.
Amen. Amen. All right, ladies
All right,
and gentlemen,
see you,
let's give it up to Miss Morningstar. My sister, no lies detected. Yes, definitely. Thank you all for supporting the panelists that come up here and work hard to bring this truth. Where are we at now? Let's get up out of here. I know we got a few more boxes left. All right, and then I'm gonna start. We got a little bit of time still. All right.
What's going on, Zeus?
What's going on? Oh, looking good this morning. How are you doing? All right.
Doing good, Zeus. Doing real good. I don't have any felonies.
Oh, neither do I, but
I
keep
don't have
going.
not one felony, let alone 34. But let's talk about another cooter face.
Okay, let's go. Oh my God. Get him.
Cooter face Eileen Cannon.
Oh.
Right? Okay, so they're trying to throw the case out, right? So she has this hearing coming up on the 21st of June, right? That their request is just to throw the whole doggone thing out. Because why?
Why?
Because Jack Smith is let me see the word that they called it. Jack Smith is invalid.
They're saying he shouldn't have been appointed, right?
Right. Yeah. That his appointment was invalid, and him even being on the case is invalid, and everything about him is invalid, basically.
Wow.
Right.
Wow.
So, what do you think, Zeus?
Oh,
think that she digging her own grave?
Yeah. She's setting herself up to get taken off the case, but at the same time helping to delay this case as much as she can. As far as I'm concerned, she should just go sit right next to his attorneys. All right.
As far as I'm concerned, she need to go right to jail along with him. Which Judge Mershon can, sentence her behind too, because, she's basically obstructing justice. That's what she's doing.
Now,
Obstructing justice.
Ain't that something?
Yeah, that's wild. That's wild.
Justice obstructing justice.
Think about that.
That's some lingo right there.
Okay, so at the end of the day, right? And then of course, Trump appointed her, whatever. And he don't ever have anything bad to say, but about her in particular.
Yeah.
But I will say this about her. She will reap what she sows. She's going to definitely screw off her career with this.
Yep.
This will be the last case that she ever does see come across. She's not going to wear a robe no more. She's not going to be behind a justice bench anymore. And she's going to find herself in jail.
You think so?
Yeah. Because, see, listen.
Prayer works.
It takes a long time for the long arm of justice to reach its destination, right?
Correct.
And just because it happens now doesn't mean it's not going to get dealt with later. Okay?
Yeah.
Just like what's very, very similar, like Donald Trump's pre-sentencing report, right? You know how they have to pretty much include everything that he's ever done.
Yep.
Both good and bad. Not too much good because they don't do good. But anyway.
They're gonna have to bring in.
Bad.
They're gonna have to bring in the contempt of court, right? Those 10 times he broke the gag order.
Yeah, gag order violations. They're going to bring up the civil cases that he lost. They're going to bring up all the Trump University and when he stole from the cancer children, the children with cancer, when he did all of that. I'm telling you, long list.
Yep, there's
a very long list of what the judge has to consider, and therefore, I'm claiming right now, like I've been doing, that he is going to jail.
I'm with you. I'm with you on that.
Some people don't think so because they are saying that he's a former president, he's never had any charges, blah 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 blah. But that is BS with a capital B and a capital S.
If he would have behaved like Hunter Biden is behaving during his court case, I believe he might not have.
He don't know how to act like that.
Nope.
He has no idea of how to act like a civilized anything, let alone a human being.
Bingo.
Okay? Because he was definitely born out of some water buffalo or something.
Tell
I don't
him.
know where he came from. But anyway, but that's what I wanted to talk about. Cooter face Eileen Trump. I mean, might as well call her Eileen Trump.
yeah. But you're spot on.
Eileen Cannon.
Yeah.
Yeah, she's I definitely need to see her off the case. So yeah, she's going to be racking up some kind of sanctions, some kind of something that is going to bite her in the butt, in the future.
Yeah. So, yeah. All right.
But I heard my bell. Thank you so much, Zeus.
All right, and looking good out there. All right,
I love you, handsome.
Love you too. All right, you're looking good, and hey, be careful out there. All right, these folks out here, they looking for folks like you. All right, ladies and gentlemen. Let's give it up to the beautiful Miss Boss Diva.
We gonna talk about that later, Zeus.
Talk to them. All right, you listen. There's a lot of hungry wolves out here. All right, a lot of dogs. All right. Look at that, ladies and gentlemen. Again, Judge Aileen Cannon. She's totally conflicted. She's totally compromised. You never hear Donald Trump saying a single thing about her, which to me tells me she's in on it with Donald Trump, and I do hope they do something about it real soon. All right. Now let's move on to our next panelists. Who do we got next? Oh, yes, the beautiful Shay.
Hey. How's everybody doing?
How are you doing?
I'm doing okay this morning.
Right.
It's always good. It's always
you saw
good
me
to
in
be
that
here.
live yesterday. I was doing some reconnaissance with those MAGA demons, and thank you for, coming in there and having my back, all right? The brief moment they let me in the box, all right? Oh!
Yes, well, it doesn't show all of the convicted felons that once worked in his administration in 2016, and then those that, it's weird how he surrounds himself with all these convicts.
Ain't that something?
It's strange, I've often asked those questions, all the 34 convictions that came out of the Mueller report, but yet the Mueller report was a nothing burger, right?
Right.
It was, fake news. It didn't prove anything. There was no Russian collusion, all this stuff. So it's just really crazy to me. And then somebody said, well, he doesn't know who they are when, before they get in the office. So he doesn't. I was like, really? So he doesn't have a good HR department? He doesn't have a good picker, as I like to call it? So you're telling me that you want to put that man back in office in an executive position and he doesn't know how to hire people? It's strange, right? When you think about it.
I have a different school of thought. I think the hiring process, assuming there is one, is, are you okay with committing crime? Yes or no? Yes. Okay, good. Welcome to, you got the job. I think that's the hiring process, all right? Because this guy's success of being around criminals, I don't know how you can even get around that many criminals. I really don't know how you do it unless you're looking for them actively.
Well, yeah, exactly. That's so true. And yes, I did see you in that live, and that was really interesting because he got so angry because we came in there and we were gifting you and stuff. And then I got blocked and you got dropped out of the box.
Yeah.
Professor Mike, he didn't like that at all. All of a sudden, he saw your numbers and saw what was going on.
You saw, when he called himself Professor Mike, I instantly thought of retribution. I said, this must be a thing they do out here on TikTok. They don't have the intelligence, so they just say, you know what? I'm going to give myself a title.
Yeah.
All right, but then
Professor Mike. Oh,
yeah,
right.
but then you test it, and he was slower than a rock.
Oh, absolutely.
Slow like a rock. I've never seen anything like this.
It was just so funny. That's how they react. Like, wait a minute. No, wait. He's got support. He's got people, backing him up, and he's saying all these facts. Like, I don't like it. Never mind. Yeah. You're ruining my mojo. Yeah, that was cracking. Oh my God. So have you looked at some of the primary results?
I looked, and it's not looking good as far as I can tell.
You remember how excited the maggots were about the New Jersey rally, right?
Right. Yeah. The 25,000.
Oh, huge crowds, right? They're even posting fake crowd pictures from Rio, from what was that from with Obama's speech in St. Louis, that whole thing going on.
Right.
And he backed a woman by the name of Glazer, right? So that was his person, right?
Right.
This is my MAGA girl. Let's go. Y'all support her. She lost by 25 points in the primary. They picked another moderate Republican, New Jersey did. They did not pick the MAGA girl. Yeah.
What does that say? What does that say to you, Shay, about the MAGA movement in general? What does that say to
It's
you?
not as popular as they think it is. See, this is what happens is that they think that, like they're talking about the fact he has 5 million followers on TikTok. I went through and perused like the list. Most of them are foreigners. Most of them are not even Americans.
I knew it.
I swear to God, go on Trump's TikTok and look through his following list.
Yeah.
There's a ton of foreigners. They're not even American citizens. And I'm following him. I guarantee you there's a ton of never Trumpers that are following this guy just to troll his ass.
Yeah.
Like, you guys are so excited. Like, you literally think that numbers equal votes. That's why you were so confused about 2020 because of all the death rallies he held. Like, they're like, everybody showed up to die for him. That means he's going to get votes. Like, it's weird. It is so weird how y'all you do numbers instead of actually looking at the polls, right? So in New Jersey, he lost 20% of the vote. Now, what was really interesting is when we look at New Mexico, so instead of the 20% going to Nikki Haley, she only got 9%. So there's still 9% voting. And then, but it all equaled up to like Chris Christie. There was 9% of uncommitted votes out of that.
Wow.
So that's what is going on. So there's still a 20% base within the Republican Party. Even if it doesn't go to Nikki Haley, it's going either non-committed or somewhere else. There's no way this man can win if his own base, who shows up in a primary, right? Those are avid voters that go to the primary, right?
Right.
Are saying we're not voting for Trump. You can't win a national election by doing this. And the poll numbers for the swing states have been switching over to Biden. He is now up, 3-4%, things like that over the very marginal stuff. So it's not looking good, guys. And because people really don't want to put a felon in the back in the office, and it's not about him being a felon. It's the fact that he can't travel to 38 countries. He can't as a felon. Like, it's crazy to me. And so guess where Biden is today?
In France, right?
He's in France. It is, the 80th anniversary of the D-Day Normandy landing is
Thank you, President Biden, for representing these United States of America the right way.
Absolutely, because the World War, the 100th anniversary of World War, the ending of World War I, Trump didn't attend. He flew in, but it was raining.
Oh.
He didn't actually attend that. Yeah.
Wow.
Very pathetic as a leader. He really is. I don't understand why y'all want back. All right. Well, there's your felon on a melon, and I'm gonna leave y'all with that image. And I love you guys in the kingdom. So
all right. Love you too, ladies
Bye,
and gentlemen.
everybody.
Let's give it up to the beautiful Shay.
And by the way, real quick, Retribution was thinking he was making fun of Miss Boss Diva. Retribution, get up here and turn on your camera. Let's see what you look like.
Oh, he said he's a bodybuilder. He said he's got some six pack. He got a body like Rambo, all right, and a face like Tom Cruise. That's what Retribution told me.
Oh yeah. Let's turn the camera on, Retribution, since you want to be in the comments making comments about our beautiful Miss Boss Diva.
Yeah. Retribution, come on up here. All right, go get the other account though.
It
all
has
right.
more gonads than you could even think about having. So leave her alone. Stop being a nasty person.
Yeah, he's bad built.
Bad built Retribution. Exactly.
That's hilarious.
Okay, April wants to come up. All right, love you, man.
All right, ladies. Let's give it up to the beautiful Shay. No lies detected. Oh my goodness, I got to bring up my other sister. All right, Jess. Good morning, Jess. How are you?
Listen, I am great. Thank you for letting me up.
You're welcome.
I just thought it was really funny that Restitution thought you had to recognize his voice.
I know.
Like anyone has to recognize his voice. I recognized the Scooby-Doo laugh. I recognize that.
Tell him, Jess.
Hey, MAGA. Snuggles, are you still here? I know you like to do the 91 minus 91 thing. You can't do that anymore. So what's 34 divided by 1?
Snuggles.
34. Count them. 34 convictions, Snuggles. MAGA's choosing big league. And also, a bear.
Oh, we're cleaning house this morning. Let's go.
Carolyn.
Oh.
Knock it off. And if you know, you know. And I swear, leave Takesha alone. Take those videos off your page.
Oh.
Or you're going to have my attention even more.
Uh-oh.
The way you come for...
Go ahead and say it. The way she comes after black men, right?
Yeah, the way you come after black men on this app, girl.
What does she do?
She invites them to coffee, wants to prank y'all, set y'all up. It really sounds like she's the modern day Carolyn Bryant trying to Emmett Till y'all. And the way she spreads the rhetoric, calling you guys stalkers and obsessed and yada, yada, yada. If you wanted to squash the beef whenever he leaves the room, then you should just shut the fuck up. Excuse my language, sorry.
I got that. Hold on. But you're right. Hold on. Go for it.
The minute someone leaves the room and you say that the issue is squashed, then it should be squashed. And you should move forward and talk about whatever politics or the weather or whatever it is that you want. But you bring it upon yourself. You keep talking when people leave the room, and that is why other people will speak on it. That is why they bring you up. That is why they will not stop coming for you. And I will always stay on your helmet. And yes, I am strong in that. I just am trying to be careful with my words, Pyro Joe, because she likes to report. And I know you're here watching.
Get him, Jess. Get him.
Anyways.
You kept it clean. And I'm very, very proud of you, Jess, because you said what you needed to say. And you kept it clean. I appreciate it. You don't have to, but you do it.
And it's ridiculous to me because the man has been in in legal proceedings from the 70s, from all kinds of different cases, from fraud to SA to whatever in between. And you guys will bend over backwards to defend him and talk about all of it came out whenever he was running for president. No. It just means that you have not been reading about the man. Very clearly, all you watched was The Apprentice or other crap that had him on television. All you know him from is movies. That's it.
Tell him, Jess. Tell him.
But anyways, I'm gonna end my time here, they already know that they are wrong, because if they admit they're wrong now, it's just gonna prove everything was a sham. They're in too deep.
Tell
But
them, Jess.
anyways, there's my bell, and I love you.
All
Have a great morning. My
all
son's
right.
also upset.
Okay. Well, being a parent comes first, but as always, thank you for taking time out of your busy morning to come talk to us. We have a okay, and I see you, April. Okay, I'm gonna try to get to all of you before I get up out of here. Well, I only got a little bit of time. Dubs, yes, how are you?
I'm good, man. How are you doing?
I'm all right.
You know, I just wanted to say, I don't think any of this was unpredictable, right?
Right.
We told them basically that this would happen if you invested yourselves in a pathological lying con man. Somebody who's committed crimes his entire life in one way or the other.
Right.
It's like saying Al Capone only committed the crime of tax evasion just because that's the one he got convicted for. But now Trump himself is a convict, right? And we've taken away that Snuggles talking point of no convictions. And now it's on to the appeal prayer, right? Gotta pretend that he's gonna get away with the other 54 he's got coming, because if you make him king, then you make him above the law.
Right.
Right. Even though he's the one who ran around saying there's nobody above the law. And now he's pissed off that we're making him the example. I think it's good that the country actually shows the system can work. And even a rich and most powerful white man in this country can be held accountable for a crime they committed.
Yep.
Because we all know there's no way in hell Obama would have gotten away with even cheating on 3 wives and still getting elected. Or bragging about assaulting women, much less talking about cheating on his 3rd wife while she was pregnant with another married woman, paying off an adult film star. Now, the reason he didn't want that to come out, and the reason he knew it would affect his election more than his marriage, is because the Access Hollywood tape should have ended any normal candidacy. Anything that anybody else has ever done, just one thing should have ended their candidacy. Trump has gotten away with dozens and dozens of things that would have ended anybody else's candidacy, much less re-election effort. The guy is a convicted felon. He was found liable for SA and abuse, and they pretend that somehow being a rapist is different in civil court than it is in criminal court. You're still a freaking rapist. You're still a rapist apologist if when I bring that up to you, you say, yeah, but it was just civil court. Really? So somebody who's been assaulted feels like, well, holding them accountable civilly, at least I can do that. And they're mad that the law was changed so that people who assault others can be held accountable, even in civil court. They're mad because they think somehow that law was changed just for Trump. Like somehow everything in the world revolves around Trump because that's what he himself believes. Well, I think we need to start proving the point that this country does work. It can be great. And it can be great without him and in spite of people like him who enable him. The whole reason we're trying to make this a more perfect union is to prove that democracy can work. We can actually make this system work. But if you allow somebody like Trump, who clearly is upset because the system is finally working the way it should, that after all these years of innocent BIPOC people going to prison, now we actually have the most criminal president we ever had being held accountable, showing that the system can even hold a president accountable. Now they want to tear it down. They didn't want to fix anything when we were telling them that BIPOC people were going to prison innocently. But now that an actual fucking the most powerful person in this country can still be held accountable, now they want to tear the system down.
What a shame.
Talk about the hypocrisy.
It's why I say they're a disgrace to this country. They're a disgrace to themselves and their family. And I want nothing to do with these Trump supporters, these MAGA demons.
Absolutely nothing. And I'll just say this before I go. The fact that I find it the height of irony that the man who's celebrating taking away women's rights so they can't travel state to state, he himself is a convicted felon who can't travel to other countries.
That part. No lies detected.
Let's see if we make somebody like that our president who could risk prison after his little speech in 2016 about how it would be a constitutional crisis to have a president facing another indictment or another criminal trial. He's facing 3.
Bingo.
Thank
Bingo,
you, sir.
bingo. You're welcome,
Have a
ladies and
good day.
gentlemen. You too, ladies and gentlemen. Let's give it up to RC. So as you can see, ladies and gentlemen, this has been quite the show of force. Oh my God, look at the time. I see.
Look how cute it is.
Look at
She
your
put the
minion.
mountains.
I like
She
it.
put the mountains in the background, you know, because I'm from the mountains. She's got the
Wow.
flowers and all.
Thank you. Wow,
And
Jess.
got that crooked ass like, yeah, sure.
Oh my God, your minion looks amazing. Oh my God, let's go.
Jess does amazing work. That's
Yes.
so cute.
Yes, yes.
Okay, so I want to get to retribution and Donald Trump's TikTok page. He found a new way to grift.
Oh, you think so?
It's a new way. Someone told in his ear, you know, they pay for views and stuff.
Yeah.
They pay for watches on your anyone over 10,000.
Yeah.
He figured it out. It's another grift. It's absolutely another grift. And if he thinks that all the people that follow him are out of admiration, no, we want to stay informed. Just like I'm part of Truth Social.
Yeah.
I want to know what's coming out of the horse's mouth right then and there, not hearsay.
Oh, so you follow him on TikTok, but are you voting
No,
for him?
no, I haven't followed him on TikTok. Hell, I ain't following Biden. I didn't know he was on TikTok.
Thank you. So follows don't mean votes. Got it.
No.
You hear that,
'cause I
MAGA?
didn't even know Biden had a TikTok account.
Right. It's
So-
his campaign account. It's not like it's him personally, but
Yeah.
it's his campaign account.
But
Jesus.
yeah, and you know he's sitting there making fun of Miss Balsteva, and he's yet to show his face.
Ain't
And
that
we
something?
know why. We know why, Zeus.
Why?
He's sitting there on the couch with his huge belly and his wife beater on, with tobacco juice running down the
Lisa.
front. You know how it's stained with tobacco juice right there, and he's cracking a cold one every time he comes into your room.
Nasty.
Cracking a cold one. That's why he won't show his face. He's embarrassed. That's why he uses an old Ray-Ban model as his picture.
Retribution,
He's so
knock it off.
ashamed.
Knock it
He's
off,
so
Retribution.
ashamed. And how dare, it's just like MAGA though.
Yeah.
They insult. When they have nothing intelligent to say, they insult. But mine was just payback for
Yeah.
Balsteva.
Well-
So she's a beautiful woman.
Absolutely.
And we're all beautiful women. We all have our qualities about us, and the brain's the most important thing.
Tell him.
So-
Tell April. Tell
So
him.
it's just try, and now somebody's going after Takesha. Didn't know about that one, but we've got to think like adults. This man's a felon.
Yeah.
I mean, actually, we have someone running to be the president of the United States.
Absolutely.
That is a felon. Now I wasn't excited because he got charged with this. I was excited because all of the crap that he's done over the years to people, all of the lawsuits, all of the fines, finally somebody's holding him accountable.
He should have fired. He should have fired April.
It's ridiculous. We were just excited finally. This rich person that's convinced all these people that our elections are rigged. If he loses, it's going on now. If he was, they're thinking there's such a mass proportion of this society, of this country, and they're like 20%. They have no idea.
Tell
And
'em.
even the people that you used to have in MAGA and voted for Trump has absolutely left. January the 6th did it for them, babe. Y'all ain't got it. You
They
ain't got
don't.
it.
They don't, April. They don't. Well, listen, thank you.
But you keep your great hope, MAGA. You keep it, and when he's charged with another crime, Are you going to cry then? Or are you going to leave him after he's proven to have done something else?
They're gonna
What's
be
it going to
crying.
take? What's your line?
Connie
What's your
Donnie.
line?
Yeah. They
He
know
knew
it.
he had them. He knew he had these voters when he said he could pew pew somebody on the Fifth Avenue.
He
knew
sure
it.
did. He sure did.
He knew it. Have a great day, babe.
All right, ladies and gentlemen, let's give it up to the beautiful April. No lies, executive. All right, well, you know what, ladies and gentlemen, that concludes the monologue, or in the show, actually, and I do have to wrap things up. All right. I know, don't boo me. All right, listen, we went well past the 2 hours. Listen, you guys are making me work very, very hard. Goats R Us Farm. I saw you, but I'm just not able to get to everyone in the guest request. You're doing fine. Come back tomorrow. I promise I'll bring you up. And that's to anybody else that I didn't get to today. I'm so sorry. I try my best to get to everyone. There's really no particular order. It just depends on, things that I see happening. All right. But it's not a mark against you. Just come back tomorrow. All right. I just wanted to put that out there. All right. You don't have to be a subscriber or anything like that to come in the box. All right. It's just how I read the room. All right. And so on that note, ladies and gentlemen, you all deserve a round of applause. I love you too, Lisa. All right. Thank you, everyone. I also want to give a round of applause to all the panelists that came up. All right, to all the subscribers, to all the gifters, and to my moderators, thank you for helping to make this show exciting and engaging. All right, we really are doing God's work. You all deserve this. All right, and then you know what we got to do? One final round of booze and shame. All right, and you know what this is for? This is for the Zeus haters out there. Not just my haters. These are also your haters. These are people who sit on TikTok all day spreading misinformation and disinformation on behalf of Vladimir Putin and the Kremlin, all right? They spread evil. They spread hatred, misogyny, bigotry, racism, and all other forms of criminality on social media on behalf of Donald J. Trump and the MAGA cult. They are the worst of the worst. They're the scum of the earth. Let's give them what they deserve. Our final round of booze and shame. And on that note, ladies and gentlemen, I do have to wrap it up. Take care and stay safe out there in those TikTok streets. I love you all. Minus the MAGA demons. You MAGA demons, no, I don't got any love for you until you repent. All right? Great show, everyone. All right. Lisa. Jackie. Hey, Retribution, you're not that smart, bro, and you're not that good looking. Queen Flick, Mary Francisco, Naisha Lewis, Zena, Smith, Callie Love, keep up the great work. Jazzy, love you. All right, Jessica, keep up the great work. Miss Boss Diva, so sorry, I have to wrap it up, but yes, we'll finish it up. Little Hawk, I see you, my brother. All right, Miss Morningstar, take your little love. Reggie! Hey, MAGA, I'm right, you're wrong. It's over. All right, that's why you're where you're at and I'm where I'm at. Mrs. Silk, I see you. Shout out. Miss Donna, CA. Let's go. I see you, RC Dubs. Reggae. O'Neal, I see you, TikTok rocker. Let's go, DJ Kitty Cat. Janice L. Green, I see you. Cole and Dave. Linda, let's go. Don't be playing with my. All right. Okay, Miss Baldiva, you need to get Retribution. We're gonna get him. Trust me. I'm your partner in crime. You know I'm gonna help you do it. Hey, Retribution. If I were you, I would post an apology video. I don't know what you said in the comment section. If I were you, I would get started making that apology video, Retribution. Because the heat is on, bro. You messed up. You crossed that red line. All right, cold as it is. Oh, he was talking about her looks. Retribution, you're a small man. Actually, you're a small child. I don't even want to give you the respect of referring to you as a man. And remember, Retribution, you're not allowed to be victims around us. It's not our fault you were born and you look like that. All right, that's your fault. At least you try to work out in the gym or something. Jesus Christ. All right, Mystica, I see you. Conservative D, you're no better than Retribution. I'm gonna be honest. I don't like to say God makes mistakes, but you know, YouTube, you're making it hard for me to say that. I'm going to hell. All right.
I just want to find 11,780.
Right. And
one more than we have.
And that's how you get a RICO case, MAGA. That's how you get a RICO case. Reggie! Where you at, Reggie? Let's hit him with a Jack Smith remix.
He's deranged. Jack Smith. He's deranged. Jack Smith. He's deranged. Jack Smith. He's deranged. Jack Smith. He's deranged. Jack Smith.
He's deranged.
Jack Smith.
He's deranged. Get him, Lisa.
Jack Smith. Donald Trump is indicted and they take one charge and they turn it into 36 charges.
Yikes.
And he's the big Trump hater. Openly, he's a Trump hater. And his wife is even more of a Trump hater.
All right, and yes, I am a big Trump hater. All right, I got all the same things going for me that Jack Smith does. Now, normally I play something, but listen, I do have to wrap it up. But before we do, let's drop the bomb.
If you have a problem figuring out whether you're for me or Trump, and you ain't black.
That's right, you ain't black. You ain't nothing but a modern day slave. I'm out of here, ladies and gentlemen. Take care and stay.